Hello, and welcome back to Dragonriders, a Song of the Damned. My name is Peter, or PB. I'm joined, as always, by Calum, who plays Agis, Tommy, who plays Sorrows. I fixed the overlay. The Ruined, who plays Alex. I fucked that up.
Hello, I am the Ruined.
And Neurixius, played by Samo.
Hello.
I'm not a professional MC or anything like that. Hey, welcome to Dragonriders. No, just full stop. I'm just going to address something. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if anyone notices that I look fucked up, it's because I didn't get burned by a dragon. I just got 500 meters closer to the sun on the weekend, and I didn't wear sun lotion. So my skin is burnt.
Yeah, now I do realize.
Yeah,
I
and
it's swollen,
noticed.
and I'm like, I'm gonna call 111 tomorrow if it's not come down, because it's come down a little bit, but I'm like, I've never gotten swollen from fucking sunburn before. It's not fun.
Have you had heat stroke or anything? Have you been throwing up or feeling sick?
I feel totally fine. It doesn't even hurt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
But yeah, I've had heat stroke before and it's horrible. But yeah, no, I've been totally fine. Other than I was like, my forehead is jutting out a little bit, and then it's come down significantly, but also it's still there. So yeah, that's why I look a little bit fucked up. Tommy, why do you look fucked up?
Genetics.
Fair. Anyways,
Why is Alex frozen like a meerkat?
Am I?
he's
Yeah.
fine for me.
Yeah,
Oh, is
I'm
he?
frozen on my screen.
He looks so cheerful. Oh, I was going to take a picture and he fixed. Damn.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention.
Nice.
Yeah, I never look cheerful, so that was a once in a lifetime opportunity to get a picture of me smiling.
Much like a Nat 20, once in a lifetime.
Yep,
Yep.
absolutely.
This could technically completely wrong, because if you go and search for Roll for Seduction on YouTube, it's a dead YouTube channel. Maybe one day we'll revive it. There are multiple thumbnails of Alex just with a big old smile on his face. Awfully photoshopped on top of other things.
Yeah, I'm not that grumpy.
Yeah.
Just sometimes.
Just sometimes. We're
Most
all
of the
grumpy
time.
sometimes. The world's pretty awful, to be fair.
It is.
Anyways, let's forget about how awful the world is by going to a fantasy world where everything's not awful, right, guys? So anyways, remember how you all killed Kypheria's, family, basically?
Yeah, and I'm on 3 elf.
Yeah, everything's not awful.
Everything's gone well.
I think it... I'll preview which map it is. Yeah, it is this map. Cool. Okay, so where we last left off, you guys had... Last session we did quite a lot of backtracking to the days leading up to you all reconverging at the crossroads, where we got some roleplay in with Sorrows and Celeste. Sorrows tried to train Ale, the young elvish girl, on how to wield a spear, and she rolled 2 nat 1s in a row, and also he rolled a nat 1 when demonstrating to her, so she had the best training imaginable. Next we had Neurixius and the Ruin traveling together. There was some kind of more revelations about where Neurixius comes from and what he knows about Sanguinatus, as well as the Ruin kind of introducing some concepts to him, like the concept of children when you met the Elvish children. Turns out Neurixius already knew what children were.
Yeah. Surprisingly, but I did. Yeah.
Yep. As he said, we have those we have those too. And then also you explained what the dwarven city of Earthhold was as you passed by it. And then Agis, you tried to give Dai's staff back to Dai, and he refused. He said that the staff is clearly meant to be with you, at least for now. And then you celebrated your birthday alone after making subpar nettle stew.
Yeah.
And nothing bad happened on your birthday.
Nope.
Then you all met up, and then Kypheria looked a little bit shell-shocked upon seeing the boots that Sorrows was wearing, which he looted off of the leader of the Broken Hands. And then the Gilded Blades showed up, and the leader very kind of smugly explained he manipulated you into taking out the Broken Hands, which were their rival, and also the people who raised Kytheria. Moral complexity. Also, Ale stabbed a dude and got a nat 20, so she actually is competent at spear fighting somehow, despite what the previous rolls had established. And she is now a sort of level 2 barbarian. I say sort of. I gave her some fairly major negatives because in one day going from a commoner stat block to a level 2 barbarian is fucking insane. So she's like a halfway house between a commoner and a level 2 barbarian. But she does have more hit points and she can actually hit things with a spear now. Sort of. She gets a +3 to her attacks, but you know.
Hey, that's better than nothing.
The more it goes on, will she get these debuffs removed, or?
Yeah, I feel like when she's an adult, I would remove all of the debuffs I put on her, and then obviously as she grows, if she gains more levels, then she'll become more powerful anyways. But I feel like the specifics of why I gave a debuff beyond just like this sudden increase in power was also the fact that a level 1 player character is supposed to reflect someone who's already gone through some shit. Like they have a backstory, they've learned some skills. It doesn't really accurately reflect an 8-year-old.
Have you not seen what her backstory's been currently?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been everything up until this moment.
Yeah. This is her backstory, what she's currently going through. She's gaining the value of a level 1 character. Anyways, so that's where we left off. So, let's get rid of the happy sounding music and go for something a little bit less happy sounding. The quiet of the end of battle falls over the field. What do you all do?
I'm still sitting in the snow, trying not to die.
I'm looting up.
Okay, that's one thing as well, just to address something. Last session, I already assigned you all some extra money, and we evenly divided it. This was based on feedback. I will let the players stay anonymous if they want to stay anonymous, but basically, we made the decision as a group that when looting money, it will be evenly shared unless you explicitly want to try and loot money without people being able to get their share, in which case I will make you do a stealth check in the future. This is basically just to make sure that someone doesn't just kind of luck out by finding a chest full of treasure while someone else is engaging with an NPC or something like that. Okay?
I feel attacked right now.
Yeah, you fucking better. It was me, bitch.
I mean, it wasn't you, but okay.
It was me.
I was just about to say, wait, it
Ruse.
also wasn't me.
The ruse was right there, Pete, and you fucking fumbled the bag.
But yeah, it was based on feedback after you doing that. I don't think anyone holds it against you, Alex, but it's just like to make sure that everyone gets their fair shake. Obviously, treasure beyond money, I think, is a fair share. Like, you can take that if you want to.
That makes
but
sense.
money evenly distributed automatically, unless you want to specifically loot sneakily.
Between all NPCs or
Player
characters
characters and your companions, not all NPCs. So the children didn't get any money, but I did give Kytheria, Celeste, and Di their share.
Okay.
Because, you know, they buy stuff occasionally.
Yeah.
Kytheria
It's
bought a
fine.
bunch of health potions. All of them got stolen by the prison.
We go take them back.
But yes, you can go and loot bodies. Where do you want to start the round?
The main guy?
Okay. Is that guy there? Let's have a look at what he had. Okay, he had a katana, 2 hand axes, chainmail, shield, and common clothing, and 20 gold, which was part of the distribution, so not 20 gold. And an explorer's pack.
I don't really want any of that.
Also, I think technically the katana might be on
Yeah,
Sorrows,
I
unless you've
think Sorrow
discarded
still has it.
Yeah, I've got a katana, yeah.
Okay.
No, I won't bother with any of that, I don't think.
Do you want the katana?
Nah.
If anyone
Pretty
is
sure my
interested,
rapiers are going to be better.
if anyone interested, stat block wise, a katana is a longsword.
My rapier's going to be better then.
Okay. So while the ruin starts to loot the bodies, what's everyone else doing?
Kids.
Okay,
Doing what to the kids?
Once time is unfrozen.
thank you.
Boom, 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 boom.
I know, battle is
We
over
don't
here.
Five,
So...
oh,
curses, it doesn't put you back to what you were.
I'm gonna put you in my soup.
I mean, it might taste better than the nettle soup.
my people. he
Wow,
bellow's
rip
out
on
as
the
he
boy's
runs towards
birthday
them.
soup.
Yeah, you're no longer
Is-
raging, so...
Isn't nettle soup more of a tea?
I mean, I think it was it nettle soup or was it nettle stew?
Well, it was basically soup because I didn't really have any other ingredients for making it.
So it's
So-
literally just leaves and water.
Yep.
It's tea.
I mean, nettle
Man,
soup is a thing.
Birthday tea. So
Bro.
it's nettle tea.
Fucking don't dog on me, right? I don't have anything.
I'm trying to suggest you're being sophisticated.
Nettle
Birthday
soup
tea.
is eaten mainly during spring and early summer, so wrong season, mate. Yeah, no, it's soup. It
I
does
just
say
wanted to
soup.
have a nostalgic meal for his birthday, and everyone's dogging on him for it.
Sting nettles are known to have a high nutritional value, including calcium, magnesium, iron, vitamins A and B. So it was healthy, apparently. Anyways, you're checking in the kids. Ail's checking in on her sibling, Fan. And as you move over, she looks up at you with a beaming smile and says, "Did you see?"
Um,
I don't think you did. She was behind a tree.
I was gonna say, can I just roll perception?
Sure.
To whether I saw or not.
While you didn't see the actual act, you can see that the spear she is still holding is bloodstained.
I see you. Yeah.
All of that got lost to your microphone.
Did it?
Yeah,
Flip it around. Is that better?
much better. But try doing your voice again, because it was only when you did your voice that it went away.
I see you have bloodied your first spear.
Yeah, I stabbed one of the bad men in the back of the leg.
And you protected your brother in doing so.
I mean, yeah, sure, she says, looking over at Fan, who is, like, still cowering in the snow.
I'm gonna get down and crouch to them and put a hand on each of their shoulders. Everything's going to be okay now.
Both of them
I'm proud of
like that much into the snow on you.
I'm proud of you both.
Okay. Roll me a persuasion check. How convincing are you as Papa Sorrows? Papa Sorrows sounds like a pretty, like, fucking metal name.
Papa Sorrows.
Yeah. It feels like a gangster's name. Like, hey, I'm Papa Sorrows. Ale smiles at you. Fan doesn't seem super convinced. You get the sense that this is probably both of them second time seeing violence, first time being when they were initially attacked. But yeah, he's not coping with it as well.
Come on. Let's get you both out of the snow. And I'll pick him up and I'll put one on each shoulder.
Okay, I won't make you roll for that. I feel like you're allowed to just do that. Agis, you doing anything?
Yes. What am I gonna do? Forget. I'll walk over to Kovia. How's she holding up?
Roll me an insight check.
Oh boy.
Seems fine.
Okay. Cool. I'll just go to put my hand on her shoulder.
She does not seem to react whatsoever when you do that.
Oh.
The villain arc.
You saying this is her Joker moment?
Yep. You get what you fucking deserve. Pulls out a gun.
We'll need to pack up camp. We need to get out of here soon.
She does not respond.
Okay. Cool. I'll leave it there because I ain't got the rolls to deal with that. Yeah, I'm gonna head back into wherever we are camps made up to basically get ready to go.
Okay. What's everyone else doing then? Are they also packing up and getting ready to go? Or are they staying here?
I'll start to walk over, but I'll also just sort of like turn and look in Eryxius as I start walking over. That's a pretty interesting form you have there.
Oh yeah,
As
I
I'm,
forgot
like,
this in the
kind
recap. He turned into a Dragonborn. He's a Dragonborn.
Oh yeah, that happened. At this point, I'm probably just laying in the snow, just kind of suffering.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll first, and before I reply, I'll just extend like an arm for him to help me because
Yeah,
I ain't getting up.
I'll help him up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is much more comfortable already. And I'll like split out a little bit of blood.
You able to change into and out of that form at will, or?
Yeah, but the other one feels not right, I guess. This one is much more comfortable. I prefer staying like this.
Well, I don't have any qualms with that. Good show, by the way. I only managed to catch glimpses of the havoc you wreaked, but it was fascinating to watch.
Well, I mean, I wasn't that effective as I like looked down on myself, just completely like fucked up. But it worked out, I guess.
Every little helps.
Now let's get to
And
the
I'll-
others.
I like smack my back pocket. Ching ching.
Does Samo even get that reference?
No? Is that a reference?
Yeah.
No, it was from my UK boys.
Yeah. The ruined in his hometown is actually a knight of the Kingdom of Tesco. He's a bannerman.
Okay. Oh, let's go, bro.
Yeah, I'll go and start packing my shit up as well.
Okay. Noxious?
Yeah, I'm following.
Those guys won't have anything to pack up, will they? Because
I mean, it's on the horse.
Yeah, we just arrived.
Oh yeah.
Get the horses ready, I suppose. Sorrow's, you're escorting the kids. You taking them anywhere particular, or just walking them around?
I'll introduce them to horse.
Okay.
Figured that'll cheer them up a bit.
It does seem to distract Fan, yeah. And after a few minutes, Dai will bring a unconscious Celeste over as well.
I keep forgetting that guy got knocked the fuck out then.
Yeah. Okay.
I must say, that guy has been suffering this fucking campaign. Goddamn.
What, Celeste?
Yeah.
He's only gone down twice, I think.
I mean, and we know of him getting like probably stabbed.
Oh yeah, you know,
In the
he
camp?
died. He like fully died
I
at
mean-
one point.
Yeah, okay, well, or that doesn't really make it better.
I'll have you know, I have it on good information that Celeste's fight that got him killed was a very tense one and close.
Yeah, sure.
As I start heading over to the horses, can I roll an insight on Kytheria?
Sure. Roll better than a 2.
Impossible
see.
challenge.
Nope.
Well, it is a 2. God, she looks so happy. Like, this might be the happiest moment of her life.
That's a good point, actually. I'm going to.
Just hold on. I need to work out what this nat 1 means.
Okay.
I was
You-
secretly hoping for this.
You're a bit of a loot whore. You as a person, but also you in all of your characters is a bit of a loot whore. Kytheria is staring down the ground, like right in front of her feet, and you're like, what she's a rogue, she's a thief. What can she see there? And you like keep on trying to like go, is there gold? Is there treasure? Is she? And you're just like kind of awkwardly like staring at the same spot as her, and then looking at her, then looking at the ground, and looking at her, just going like, completely oblivious to whatever's going on in her head.
I'll just sort of shrug and then carry on over to the horses.
Tommy, sorry, what are you doing?
I'm going to take the shoes off.
Okay,
Do you have a spare pair?
he has his normal boots that he had
Just
before. I
put them
assume he
on.
didn't throw them
No.
away.
Put
No.
those dogs away.
You got toenails that are like fucking that long.
They're like
Nice.
talons, they go up and
Yep.
over.
I'll walk up to Kytheria.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's too soon to talk, but it feels inappropriate for me to have these. Would you like them?
She does not acknowledge your presence whatsoever. Even while you're standing in front of her, she's staring through you.
I'll keep them safe for now. And then I'll leave it to it.
Okay. So in terms of heading off then, people heading off immediately, long rest, short rest first, or...
Long rest.
What was
I'll
that?
step-
Neurixis? What?
Personally, I'd like to head up
Long rest.
immediately.
Aegis wants to head off immediately, Neurixis wants a long...
Yeah.
Well,
I don't have enough health to.
I'll put it to you this way,
Same.
Samo. We're at a crossroads
I mean,
with a
we
lot
can, like-
of bodies around us.
We can move like 10-15 minutes in the forest and then do it there.
Yeah, I think that's better. Just because, like, I do feel like we need to compromise on that, just because if we do get into any trouble in, like, a long-ass journey again...
So
like,
not
we're
engaging a
kinda
full
fucked.
journey, but not staying right
Yeah.
there, basically.
Yeah.
Fine. And then with that, is that a long rest or is that a short rest? Because that is a decision. It's like, even if you're leaving 15 minutes or whatever, when you get far enough away that you're going to stop, is it a short rest or is it a long rest before the journey?
Long rest.
I mean, yeah, I think we could long rest, because then it will be, like, what, like 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Within the cover of night? Or just camp.
This is fun. Our boy Samo needs it.
A little bit.
Sounds like you're outvoted, Aegis.
That's fine.
Okay, you can all take... don't press any fucking buttons. I can do it for you. I forgot that I can do
Does-
that.
Does Kythera actually follow?
It's a good question. Roll me a perception check. As you're starting to get on your horses and make your way off, speaking of which, since he's been riding it the entire time, Nurix just gets on what is Kypheria's horse. Because that was the horse that we randomized was like the one you made the biggest connection with last session. No,
Really?
she does not make a move to get on a horse or start following. But you notice it like as you're passing her that she still isn't moving. Can't work out why. Might be that treasure, but you have noticed she's not moving.
I mean, can I roll insight now? I guess.
Sure.
It can't be that much worse, can it? Oh no, I jinxed it. Oh no, oh no.
Oh,
She is
Nice.
in full-blown shell shock and is basically despondent to everything. Like, she is essentially locked in her own brain right now. You get the sense with a 21, which is very good. You might know this as a Dragonborn, or maybe you don't know this, but there have always been rumors that Tieflings are not actually originally from Terral, they're from the Hells. Whether that's true or not. I mean, it's D&D lore, but Songs is its own thing. Nonetheless, you feel like you innately understand her body language, and you get the sense that you can probably... Like, if you were to take her hand and physically start pulling her in a direction, she would just kind of despondently follow you. But she needs time to process.
In that case, I'll kind of gently guide her to the horse I was on.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of help her on, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then get on that horse and...
With a 21, I'll say that she kind of just lets you do that. You know, there's no resistance, but you don't have to, like, physically pick her up or anything, but it's just... You very much
Guiding
do have to
her.
guide her, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna go and grab my dinner real quick.
Okay. We will transition to this map. Can't believe the new guy was the one who read Kypheria the best.
I mean, I had like a clean slate. It's like...
The fuck are you going to, Samo?
I was just checking how long this...
Well, from like coast to where you
Yeah.
are, because you're not going to the coast.
Yeah, I know.
You're going to Arendis. However, we're going to break this up into 2 journeys. Because
Ooh, the
this
forest.
is going to be 1 journey to the border. 2.5 days. And then from the border to Arendis, which the marker for Arendis is correct, but you don't know exactly where the city is, in the sense of what you've heard of Arendis is that it is a giant tree amongst a forest of giant trees. So that means as you're approaching the forest, you'll be able to see exactly where Arendis should be. When you're in the forest, you won't be able to really tell.
We might pull a fucking Hobbit move.
Yeah, so it will be more difficult to get there, and also it's incredibly difficult terrain, which means, 1, your horses will not improve your speed. If you've ever tried to take a horse for a forest, it's not super easy. And 2, it will be 3 times the journey time. So I'm measuring that as 1.5 days, so it's going to take you 4.5 days through the forest. So yeah, we're going to split it into 2 journeys, a 2.5 day journey, or 2-day journey, and a 4.5 day journey.
I got a question. At what amount of days does a journey officially start? Is it 1 day?
I mean, the rules basically are like if you don't want to run journeys for 1 day, you can. Like, but a short journey is anything from 1 to 7 days.
Ah, okay.
It's just like, if it's like a super short journey, I might not bother to do the journey rules.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to actually leave that up to you. Do you guys want to do a journey for the 2-day bit? I will do it for the forest bit, but for the 2-day bit, I'm kind of happy to skip that if you guys don't want to.
If we're going to do a journey for the forest, then I vote skip.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, that might take a bit long then.
Might take a bit long, and it's just...
Yeah.
It's not that difficult. Okie doke.
I
am a
can
big
see
fan
stuff on
of
my
journeys,
screen
though.
again.
Everyone
So
talks.
No, Samo, you first.
I'm just happy that I can see stuff on my screen again because I'm full health again. Yeah.
Oh, right. Man was pushing up daisies.
Yep.
I said I am enjoying the journey system though. Quite a
Oh,
lot.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, I like it too, but I'm kind of in the consensus with you lot as well, where it's like, it kind of feels like a bit much for a 2-day journey.
Yeah.
I think it would depend on the scenario. If it was 2 days through the forest rather than 4.5, I'd probably be like, yeah. But like 2 days on the same terrain you've already been on, I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
I mean, if like the city would be like at the entrance, I wouldn't mind.
Mm.
But considering that we do one journey after another journey,
Yeah.
it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in my head. It takes a long time. And
The other thing as
And
well.
more often, sorry.
Oh, there you go.
I was just gonna say more often than not, a journey tends to be like a session-wide thing as well. So like having one then another.
Yeah.
But
And then the other thing for me as well is there is a finite amount of encounters in the book. So like if we don't do it for every single journey, that means that we won't use the entire book.
you guys have had all the adventures.
I think if we genuinely like hit a repeat, I'll try and just like, you know, improv something off the top of my head and then go from there. But yeah.
you can also just take an existing one and kind of change it up.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that should. Yeah.
Here's a question for you.
Question.
Kypheria does not have any rations, and neither do the children. So who's feeding free peoples? Well, if I've removed rations from Celeste and Di. If you haven't removed rations from yourselves yet, please do so. But
May I do my hunt?
sure. Since Alex is AFK, I'll also remove a ration from him.
You can take it from me, Pete, as the quartermaster.
Any chance I could have helped Soros with that hunt, so he gets advantage?
If you could do that, please. Yeah, you're in. Yeah. No, I haven't. Yeah.
4 in total.
You can roll again, Tommy. By the way.
Oh right. Okay.
That's a bit better.
That's nice, thank you.
Oh, that's a point as well. Let's go ahead and I'm going to briefly change your token art, Nerexius. But it was 16. Tommy, can you roll me a d4, please?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you find 2 rations worth of food.
Bit on the lower end, but I'll take it. Food is food.
Food is food.
mean,
Well,
I got
wait. I assume because Zila is gone now, I'm just gonna take the role of Sentry again. Would you mind giving me that as like something in my features again?
Yeah, you can do that. I think it might be worth when we get to the journey point discussing whether people maybe want to rejig.
Oh yeah,
But like,
sure.
if you are happy to do Sentry and you think you'll be good at it, then I don't see any reason why not.
I just think everyone else excels at what they're doing, so I don't mind doing Sentry even if I'm not the best at it.
Yeah, that's fair. But yes, you have the Sentry feature should be in your other features now.
There, yeah, I see it. Perfect, thank you.
You should also notice I've updated your artwork because you're no longer a secret that you're a Dragonborn.
Hell yeah.
We literally were like, gotta make sure that the character card is also human, just in case any of you like see it in the initiative or whatever. It's like, gotta keep it secret. So I was like, Sam, are you alright with all of it being a lie?
Yep.
I have a problem.
Can
What's your problem?
My bag is gone and everything in it.
How'd you manage to do that?
I don't know, so I've just checked and it's not there.
Your bag is there. What?
Where?
At the very top of your inventory, you got a horse, a backpack, and a pot.
Oh, it's actually got. Okay.
He's got a whole ass pot.
Cool.
What's he doing with
Yeah.
that?
His background, I think, gives him a pot iron. An iron
Yeah,
pot.
it's my blacksmithing thing.
Yeah, he's got nothing in it, but yeah, he's got an entire iron pot.
Can I do my herbs, Pete?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. Is it just one roll I'm making?
I think so. Yes, let's do it that way. Yeah, that's pretty good. Roll a d4.
Gathering that weed.
Oh.
And then roll me a d6, please. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. You find some Pixie's parasol.
Excellent. No one wanted to add to my collection.
Okay. Anyone doing anything over the 2-day journey to the forest border, including downtime activities and such like?
Just gonna train more.
I'm taking notes on wildlife or anything.
Okay.
I am also doing that, aka writing my book.
Pete,
Yes.
do you remember,
No.
probably about a couple of months ago now, my 3 a.m. rambling to you about a certain downtime activity?
No.
No? Fuck. Right. Let me think if I can remember the TLDR. Yeah. Basically, I want to try and backtrace the language of like arcane runes to basically learn the ancient language that first, like, for the people that first basically used the primal.
Okay.
I think that was the description I gave you.
Yeah,
Was
no,
basically
that rings a
Yeah.
bell. So I'm going to call this Rosetta Stone for primal users. I feel like that's an appropriate name for it.
and I can't remember whether you told me what language that was going to be, or you just left it up until whatever the fuck you're deciding it is. But I'm sure something good will come from this. I'm sure I just went and learned the language, like, I don't know, fucking giant.
I mean, it's lore stuff as well. It's not just the language. All right, I've added a downtime activity to your Rosetta Stone for primal users. Now, I have set this as a skill check, which currently says DC 20. Every time you either make a major RP reason why it should get lower, or if you get a nat 20, that DC will lower.
So it has to be a natural 20. It's not just a DC 20.
No. DC 20 is a pass, and you have to get 50 passes until I decide to let you know.
Right.
But if you pass the check, you get a point. If you get a nat 20, you get a point, and I will lower the DC.
Ah, I see. Right.
And then if you get an RP reason why, you can like make an argument being like, oh, I did this, and I feel like the DC should be lower from that one. I will also.
Well, the reason I'm starting it now is because I have Die Staff, which has a lot of them runes you were talking about. So
Which
it's
you
not like
learned.
I'm just sitting there being like, oh, I remember runes.
Sure. I mean, the other thing I'm going to say is you need to study new runes to do it.
Yeah.
You can't just do it every single day. So you can start it with Die Staff, but it will be DC 20.
Excellent.
I did want to comment on that. Where would Agis keep the staff? Like while traveling, at least.
Just in my hand, man. I'm holding it. I got nowhere to
Using it as a
fucking
walking
store it.
stick.
How big are the runes on it?
Like that big per one?
Rune sized.
So on my horse, looking over to him, I could probably just read them if I.
If
were
you're
able
close
to.
enough, yeah, sure. Like they're not huge,
Can
but they're not small. So you can
Can I
like
try
ride
to
close.
read them?
All you need to do is basically ride alongside him and slightly behind him, I'd imagine. And yeah.
I'll do that then.
What languages do you read?
Draconic, Celestial,
Yeah, you can
Infernal,
read
and
it.
Common.
All right, yeah. The staff reads. The runes are in Draconic and read, "For he who wields it shall find the world rotates around him." Do you want that in writing?
Yes, please. That would be great. Are those the only runes on it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it for me. I'm not gonna comment on it yet.
Okay.
So I can make more rolls, yeah?
Yeah, you can make 2 rolls. Basically, you can. I said you need a new rune each time. New rune to get a new pass. So once you passed it, you can't reuse that same item with runes on it, but you can do a new one. So if you fail this, you can still use the staff for the second one. Cool. And then for the second day, you break the staff. No, I'm kidding. But can you imagine?
Can I imagine? Yeah, I can.
Is he trying to read those runes that I just read out?
I believe he now already understands them. What he's trying to do is basically decode the language so that he can understand more about runes and the first people who wrote runes and basically understand more about magic.
Then
he
in
can
that case,
physically read the statement, I believe, already.
The understanding I was sure runes are written as a language, but the rune itself still has a meaning and an understanding. Like, for example, a hieroglyph. So I was like trying to go past the language and try.
When you looked at the staff and last session and were able to read it, I believe you were able to read it, but I asked you to do an Arcana check to understand what that means, and I don't think you technically passed that. So it's that sort of concept, yeah. Which, if you want, by all means, Samo, you can roll that Arcana check to see if you understand the intent behind.
Sure, but I mean, my Arcana is a bit. Yep.
Yeah, no. Cool. Anyone else doing any downtime activities?
Yeah, can I roll to train with
You can for RP, it won't affect her actual stats, I'm afraid, anymore.
Yeah. Just want to train the child and maybe get a good roll for once.
Alright, go for it. Don't roll in that one.
What do we do again? Performance?
Yes.
Fuck me. Not in that one.
She rolled better than you with her spear attack, so whatever you're doing, it's somehow working. Food-wise, Agis, you still children and Kypheria feeding?
Yep.
And so I'll remove 8 in total for you, so 6 for those 3, and then 2 for you over the course of the 2 days. Everyone else remove 2 rations from their inventory.
Yup.
That's a good point, actually. Can I take a look at the runes?
Sure, what languages do you
No,
read?
get your own runes.
Everyone's looking at the staff. Oh,
Common, Infernal, and Giant.
You do not understand the language.
Okay. 2 rations.
the children coming in. Can I read the runes?
Okay.
At some point, I am gonna look at the staff, but I'm not looking at the runes. I literally just look at the staff and then look at Die and just say, "Nice staff, Agis."
Die
You know
does
that
not
motherfucker has
respond.
firebolt.
I think you ruined.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nearly just dragged Zila onto this map. Might need to move Zila into their own folder of like inactive players just so I don't accidentally do that.
I heard that wrong. I heard I nearly just drowned Zila there.
Don't tempt me.
Hey.
What?
What?
You're right. The bell isn't tolling for you yet, Samo. It's
Yeah, I
tolling
didn't
for a
think
new
anyone.
person.
Why? What do you mean new person? Does that mean that was tolling for me before?
I can't remember who upset me last.
It
I
was
think.
me.
Okay. Well, it's now Alex.
Okay.
By the way, nice haircut, Alex. I noticed when you
Oh.
turned your head earlier.
Thank you.
Also, I can't
Nice
remember.
one.
Myself.
Nice. I did do it, but I did it silently. I gave Samo an inspiration point, by the way, for dealing with Kypheria. Well done. Felt like that was nice in the character view.
I was wondering, did I not remove an inspiration point
No, no.
earlier, or did I just
I
gain
realized I
another
did
one? I
it
was like,
and was meant to then say that I did it, and then I realized I hadn't said it, and that's why I didn't want you to get confused. But yeah, you did get an inspiration point.
yeah, okay, cool.
Which just as a quill, or just a, oh my fucking god.
As a
Just as a reminder as well to all of you, if you ever feel like you or someone else has done something that you think warrants an inspiration point, please feel free to raise that verbally. I know sometimes you have done it for each other, but also if you're like, I'm sitting on 0 and I feel like I should have more than 0, if you can make an argument as to why you think you should have 1, I'm all for it.
I'm too socially anxious to do that, man.
I only
Well.
got 2, man. I need to max out, bro.
Anyways.
Uh-oh. We go.
You see Ildari Forest from a ways away. Actually, that's a good point. You would, if you were just doing it based on time, you would get here at like 10 p.m. Are you entering the forest at 10 p.m. or are you camping outside?
Probably best to camp outside.
I guess.
Oh, actually, no. Probably a long shot, but is there any kind of light source we could see through the forest that might show? Hey, there's the city's over there.
We do know where the tree is from outside, right?
From outside, but
So-
from inside the brush.
So as you're approaching the forest, let's give a description first of all. I guess this would be at night time as you're approaching the forest, but nonetheless, we'll see that the moon's bright enough that it highlights the tree line like a skyline of a city. And you can see that several of these trees are, 50 meters tall, 60, 70, 80. And then in the distance is a tree that towers above all the rest. You can't tell its height because it's far enough into the forest that you can't really scale it. But you're like, that one's definitely taller than the rest of them. And based on the stories that you've all heard, including one of you got a nat 20 to do with knowing something about Ildari Forest, you know that is the city of Arendis is also the tree of Arendis, which is known as the Great Old Tree in Elvish. So that would be it. But as you approach the forest border, no, you cannot see any light sources within.
Okay.
What you can see is that the entirety of the forest has this sort of foreboding, dark hue to it. Even in the darkness of night, it's less of a perceptive thing and more of just a sense of this forest is old and arcane, and if it doesn't want you there, it might not be the best thing to venture into it. It's one of those places that the world forgot about. And wanderers aren't always welcome.
I'm gonna look at Ale.
She looks at you.
How well do you know this wood?
I mean, it's my home, I guess.
Could you assist with finding the way home?
You mean back to the tree?
The great old tree. Aye.
I mean, me and Fan, we weren't allowed to explore that much beyond the city, so probably not, she says, kind of wrinkling her nose and seeming disappointed in herself.
That's okay. We'll find your way home. If we get lost, I'll just climb a tree. We'll find our way then.
I mean, that is what the elves do, yeah. She says with a smile.
Maybe we'll see some on the way. Or maybe they'll see us.
That seems more likely, says Di.
Mm. Keep that spear on hand, Ale. We wouldn't want them to think that you're here against your will.
She nods her head. So, venturing into the forest at night, or waiting till morn?
My vote's wait.
Whatever we do, I'll comment on the fact that finally we have a character in our group that does not have dark vision. I'm suffering. I'm suffering.
Yeah, I did just zoom out on the stream view, just see like your circle of vision versus the other player's circle of vision.
You are a D&D rare breed, my guy.
Yep.
It's still gonna. You said it's gonna take us about 4 days to get through there anyway, didn't you?
4.5.
Yeah.
It's basically a case of, do you want to spend a night camping outside the forest, or venture forward for however long you feel like, and then camp inside the woods for the first night?
Once we're inside, can we not tell anymore if it's day or night?
That's a very good question, Sam.
I mean, okay, we're... Yeah, okay, I mean, out of all the characters, I cannot tell because I'm fucking blind currently, so... I'll shut up. So...
Yeah, we better wait it out.
Okay. That's 2 votes for wait.
My vote is just to go ahead, because if we're going to have to camp inside anyway, we may as well just make some headway immediately. Get over
No,
it.
I'm just thinking about my body clock, man.
I was gonna say, as you can see by the time, it is 10 o'clock.
Yeah, but
we-
we did
we-
we did just have an 8-hour nap.
8-hour nap 2 days ago.
Oh, I didn't realize
Yeah.
it was today. Oh, okay.
Yeah, which, if you haven't, I did mention earlier, remove 2 rations off your inventory as well.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just not with it.
That's fine. I did remove 1 for the night that you long rested before the journey, but yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, I'll leave it up to you. I will say this is a little bit of the how do we pick this lock, and then potentially the door might just be open. It might not be that big of a question. I was just kind of like, what do I set the map to? Was mostly the question.
then I don't care. So.
Yeah. Whatever makes more sense for the others. I guess we can just rest and then, for the kids. Going into a dark, spooky forest at night. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you wait another night. Everyone again, another ration.
I swear to God, if we wake up and there's twig effigies around the camp, I quit.
Can I do another downtime as well?
Yes. Good news, everyone. Di is out of rations.
Quartermaster.
Alright, Di, yeah. Fill your belly.
I mean, he used the last ration the night before, so like he's out. He's on 0 now.
Okay.
But
Womp womp. Also, I'm going to start doing this just in case, because big dark scary forest. I'm going to use my experimental elixirs. See what we get for tomorrow.
cool.
Correct juice.
Ah, flight.
That's handy.
Drink again.
That's very handy.
10 feet for 10 minutes.
What is it, Grant?
What's that?
What does it give you?
I just said.
It cut out for me. I didn't hear.
Flight. The drinker gains a flying
You get a
speed
flying
of 10
speed
feet.
of 10 feet
Oh.
for 10 minutes.
Ooh.
Excellent. I'll slip that in the old back pocket for tomorrow's adventure.
I just realized instead of like activating my weapons this whole time, I could have just used my light spell.
Does that do the same thing?
I mean, it creates just a light on.
Right,
On
sorry,
an
sorry,
item.
for illuminating, not for the extra
Yeah.
damage and what have you.
No. But like, instead of just stabbing my fucking feet just to create a little bit of light, I could have just used my light spell.
But what feels more like the ruined?
Stabbing his feet,
Yeah.
definitely.
Cool. You should have the elixir of flight in your inventory, Calum.
Nice.
Okay. So, where are you guys going?
The right way.
Into the forest?
Mhm.
Then
Into
move
the
into the
woods.
forest.
Should I roll a survival? Or are we doing this normal journey style?
Not a journey yet. I want you
Is
to
it not?
actually enter the woods.
Can I roll nature to see if these are normal trees or if there's anything like weird
Sus.
about them?
Sure. When you get to the forest.
Okay.
I don't like this. I don't like the way you're saying this. Are we doing measured movement, free movement?
Free
What's going on?
movement's fine.
Alright.
Woods.
I take a look at that sign on the floor.
Yeah. Roll me an investigation check. The sign appears to be quite old. With an 11, you can't tell how long it's been cut down like that and on the ground. But looking at it, you can see written in common is a sign pointing towards Relendis, and another sign pointing towards... Oh, I've opened the wrong map that I was trying to double check my geography of my own fictional world. Hurry up. Making me look like a fool right now, Foundry. I'm supposed to know this like the back of my hand. I mean, I could load it up on Legend Keeper, but that's just what I'm going to do, because it's taking too long. Fuck, I'm not logged in Legend Keeper. There we go. And the other sign points towards Ashford.
When I look at the tops of the trees, obviously it's snowing where we are right now. Or is it actually snowing where we are right now?
It's not. There is snow on the ground,
No.
but it is not actively snowing. It's just
It-
overcast at the moment.
Is there, like, snow on the tops of the trees? Or is it just stop when it gets to the forest? Is it creepy like that?
Roll me a perception check, but I can confirm there is at least snow on the trees nearby.
Okay. Damn it, maybe 18. Oh.
That's enough, though. You can't tell how quickly, specifically, but, like, for instance, this tree over here has snow on the top of it.
Hmm.
But as you peer into the darkness, you can just about make out this tree here, which doesn't appear to have snow on it. And generally speaking, as you were approaching from afar, the forest of Ildari did not appear to be covered in snow. Like when you were seeing the treetops from afar, it looked evergreen. I mean, it's also winter, so all these trees are evergreen, because otherwise they'd be dead, but, you know.
Yeah.
So now that I look into the forest and it's actually daytime, does light actually penetrate the treetops, or is it just pitch black?
What's your vision look like, buddy?
I mean, I'm standing kind of in front of the entrance, no?
Yeah, zoom out. What's your vision look like, buddy?
I mean, it gets darker towards the top. I just don't know how
And then what
Oh
happens?
wait, that's not the end of the map. Oh shit.
A combination of thick
Hmm.
trees, thick coverage, and the fact that, yes, very little light, some light, but very little light seems to penetrate this forest.
For some reason, I thought that was the end of the fucking map. Okay, never mind.
The way the weather just changes beyond the border. This place has a life of its own.
What do you mean, Sir Celeste?
It's no doubt going to have a lot of arcane properties, I would assume. We should prepare to see some strange things.
Why are you still concentrating on a spell, Laverne? It's been like 2.5 days.
He's concentrating real hard on it.
You can stop hexing that corpse, man. It's been 2.5 days.
He's weekend at burning one of the corpses when people get to the crossroads. They're like, nope, no battle happened here. Keep going.
I want to check for traps.
Okay, that will be an investigation check.
Bottlenecking us in there. Investigation, did you say, sorry?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
There are no traps in Bustling Say.
As he's checking for traps, I just want to stop here, like, very clearly at the entrance,
Mm-hmm.
and just say, "Oh, humble trees, may we enter your luscious forest?"
Roll me a nature
Oh.
check.
He's gonna treat them just like he treats his horses.
Which I couldn't bother to put on that, but you are leading your horses. They are with you. With 13. The
Kind of want an
trees.
inspiration.
You can if you want.
I think I can do better. I did worse.
The trees are, much like the gods, seemingly unresponsive to your plight. They don't block your entrance, but they don't seem to acknowledge your communion with them.
Well,
you...
I've asked.
Sorry, yeah. Neurixius, can you roll me a perception check, please?
Oh god.
You hear Ale murmur, mostly to herself, but a little bit to Fan. Why is he talking to the trees?
Oh, and I'll like kind of whisper back. Is that not normal? Should I scratch that?
Some people talk to the trees, but he doesn't look like the people who talk to the trees.
So you got tree talkers.
We got
Okay.
we got tree talkers. We have animal talkers, but they normally don't look like him. She says, wrinkling her nose.
I see. I'll keep
Racist.
that in mind.
It's more fashion, man. You don't dress like a druid. You're basically the emo kid who's like going like, yeah, I fit in with the hippies.
Yeah, I smoke weed. Yeah.
But given you're talking to the trees, do you venture forth, or are you going to wait till Sorrows gives the all clear with his, what was it, 8 investigation?
My fantastic 8. Yeah. Oh, I'll look at the ruined. I think it's safe. Safe in quotation marks.
Well, we would have to press onward regardless, so we may as well.
Please allow me to take the first step. If I've missed anything, I would rather I find harm than you.
I agree.
You know what? I've changed my mind.
I was just joking.
Okay, you know what?
I
You just
don't know if
roll
you're
the dice.
fucking with me.
I don't want to know what happens. I'm gonna go grab something to drink, and I want to see how bad it is once I come back.
We're just
The
all
whole
dead.
forest is on
TPK.
fire.
Someone comes back and the trees are speaking
It's just gonna be like 2
Vietnamese.
minutes. I'm gonna be right back.
The fucking Lorax is there.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me want to just destroy the entire place just for Samo's benefit when he gets back.
To answer your question, Tommy, whether I'm just fucking with you or not, I mean, I did roll,
Mm.
and I am now making a note of what that roll was on a post-it note.
Oh, son of a bitch. Well, nice knowing you, boys. Nice knowing you.
Is that as far as you go?
It'll be fine.
No, I'll keep forging ahead.
You hear the snap of the sound of wood snapping underneath your feet.
Is it this thing or is it twigs?
It's twigs, yeah.
Okay. I'm scared to hurt the twigs. I'll look at the ruined and I'll kind of have a bit of a concerned look on my face and I'll look down at the ground. I apologize.
Like, if he looks back up, I'll just be like nodding at him, like.
Not that he's here to react to it, but Ale looks at Neurixius confused.
Weird custom for entering a forest.
Yeah.
Okay, as he's like stepped through, I'll just say out loud, "I am entering now."
Oh, jeez.
And I'll be really. Oh shit! Sorry.
Yeah, so that's Die's
Sorry.
portion that I've made a note of.
Oh wait,
He was just rolling dice, porting dice.
Oh right.
Yeah, I just timed it to be his, like, the worst for you guys possible.
Son of a bitch.
At first, I thought you meant he just used his portent
No.
for some reason. I was like, wait, which one of us would have just instantly died?
Used it to make sure you stepped on like a certain twig.
Yeah, no, nothing happens as you step over the border of the fence that has been broken.
It's like a Griff in Men in Black 3. It's like, wait, is this the one where they stand on that twig?
Men in Black 3 is underrated, I feel like. It's
I
definitely,
agree.
It's
I think
definitely
it's
not
really
as
good.
good as 1 or 2, but it's pretty fucking good.
Josh Brolin did an incredible job as
Young K.
Agent K.
Yeah. Also, isn't that Jermaine Clement as the main alien?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
Anyways.
Let's agree to disagree.
Thought
Who died?
we were in the reality where we horrifically die.
What happened, Samo, is I rolled another d20 as the ruin crossed the border. He also seemed a little bit intimidated, and then I revealed that I just was rolling dice portent because I hadn't done that yet.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'll cross the fucking border.
Yeah, that one was just to fuck you guys.
For now. Yeah, just roll like a general perception check, like hear, see, smell, whatever, anything.
Sure.
Cool.
The
Yes.
forest whispers with the quiet sounds of animals, birds fluttering through the trees. There's a decent amount of wind that rustles the branches, making dead leaves scrape along the floor. Snow that, it's not snowing, but snow that was in the trees slowly drifts down. You can hear squirrels running along branches. You can hear foxes darting between logs, and everything seems to be fine. But nonetheless, there is some part of you that feels slightly unnerved.
Alright.
I feel like we're in, like, right now, one of those movies, like, found home movies at the beginning of a horror movie where it's like the person filming their loved one who then died, and then they have to go and find, like, what actually happened to their wife, and then they find a cult or whatever. That was what Tommy was just subjecting us to.
Yeah, I'm a
Could
new
I,
angle.
like, looking around at the trees now that we're, like, fully in it, and, like, this is, like, you know, the actual forest,
Mm-hmm.
can I see if there's any, like, noticeable signs of, like, hex magic or anything?
Sure.
So obviously, like, like hexes and stuff like that is, like, very, like, related to nature-based things. Could I roll Arcana for that?
Yes, give me an Arcana check. You don't sense any hexes, but nonetheless, this forest is thrumming with arcane energy. Old arcane energy. The closest thing you could relate it to was that time you found the primal rock in the mines of Melamil.
Hmm. Okay.
The other thing that's worth knowing as you cross the border, all of you, hopefully this is not an unrelatable thing where I'm about to show my privilege of having gone on holiday a handful of times when I was young. Do you ever have that experience when you were a kid where you were like, you go abroad and you kind of expect the country you're going to feel different?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that feeling of like you expect as you cross the border to feel something, and then it's just, that feels the same.
Okay.
Beyond the arcane thing that you can sense around.
Yeah.
Agis. That was the lowest one yet. You sense much the same thing, Agis. This forest is thrumming with arcane energy. Part of it is just like, if you think of it this way, the world of Terral is old, and there are places that are old and relatively untouched by people. There are other places that are extremely touched by people, where the connection of Terral with the primal is at a kind of discordance because people have built up huge cities and such like. Some places try and strike the balance. Valar is one that's like, it is a giant metropolis, but it does somewhat strike a balance of some communion with nature. But this is a place that is, other than the fence that you're crossing over, completely and utterly untouched by civilization. And that's powerful. Also, with 17, I'll say that, yeah, there is something magical stopping the snow from falling over this forest. But you don't think it's like a spell, it's just an innate thing.
Interesting.
You're coming.
We just
Oh, he was
So
he's
we're just
already
kind of
there.
waiting there.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to move, but I didn't see him move yet.
Yeah, I was looking in my features just to see if I have anything that I use to help out in this situation.
No, not this. No, not that.
He's looking through Ways to kill us.
No, I'm looking for music, trying to find the right vibe.
For how you're gonna kill us, right?
Yep.
Look, I have my ways. Okay. Sorrows, where you've reached, there appears to be a split. You can go left or right.
Hmm. Can I roll survival?
Sure. With a 21, there's no way to know for certain what way is the right way or the safer way or what have you. There is no denying that this part, at least from your current perspective, looks more overgrown. Whether that stays that way or not is questionable. This is also too cheery, I want.
I say we don't go right because I see spider webs.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But at the very least, northeast would be the direction of Atlantis, and northeast is this way, whereas northwest would be this way.
Sorry, buddy.
Why do we always go follow spiders?
That being said as well, if Soros knew what video games were, he'd know that you should always go left.
Oh, I always go right. Fuck that.
The video game developers put the thing right, so you always go left to experience more of the video game. Alex looks
Except for when they
No,
don't.
I'm just thinking if we're gonna just be journeying this whole day, I think I might just like activate my weapons and just have them out the entire time.
If that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll shank my feet.
Yeah, my living torch. What a hero.
He can be your hero, baby.
Yep.
Yikes.
Oh, the music. Oh.
Can you give me another nature roll?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, plants don't like fire.
Nat 20. If the trees were a thing that could be communed with, which you're still not 100% sure if they are or aren't, yeah, fire and forest don't tend to mix. You might have upset the forest if you choose to believe that the forest can be upset.
If I get that sense, I am going to immediately vanquish the fire.
Okay. Glad you took 8 hit points for nothing, but them's the break sometimes.
Yep. I will just make them into chains then.
Okay. You then hear Dai say, "Yes, I think it's probably good to not upset the spirits of Fae."
Have any advantage on any of the stuff I did anyway, because I am Fae?
It's a good question. I won't give you advantage for anything that you've already done, but that combined with your nat 20, I'll give you advantage for certain rolls going forward. How's that sound?
Yeah, sweet.
And as he says Fae, you can choose now. Does the Ruin know conceptually what Fae are, or what Fae is? He
I
didn't know what
think
zombies were, so...
I think he's probably like, he might have heard like the term Fae in passing, and I think like he's kind of come like he doesn't necessarily know that he is Fae, but he has a general understanding that he is no longer human, and like he doesn't.
He was Drow, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah, he's no longer like a drow, and that that changes have been made. Like I guess maybe he would feel maybe a little bit more in tune with, like, like when he basically became a Hexblood,
Mm-hmm.
he knew how to hex things and everything. So I guess he kind of like had an assumption.
Cool.
That it's something along those lines.
When Dai says Fae, that combined knowledge of having kind of read the term Fae before and conceptually knowing what it is, and your experiences and the sudden connection you feel with the forest, something unlocks. It hits, and you can have an inspiration point.
Hey, thank you.
Pog.
I'll sort of like go over to Neurixius a bit and just sort of under my breath say, do you know much about Fae things? Is that something relevant to where you're from?
I mean, I could roll for it, but not specifically. Can I still just roll? Maybe I know stuff.
Yeah, sure.
What would that be? Religion or history?
I'd say religion or nature. You can pick.
Nature sucks.
Wow. Samo hates nature.
Religion's also bad. Whatever.
Damn, Samo hates religion and nature, but
I'm cracked.
with an Nat 20, you've read up a lot about the Fae. The Feywild in the world of songs would be another realm of existence. So just to kind of clarify, you've got the world of Terral, you've got Hestavar, which is heaven, Helavar, which is hell. You've then got other realms of existence beyond that seemingly don't really they're not directly connected with Terral, Hestavar, and Helavar. So those three kind of live connected quite close to each other, but theoretically you could travel to the astral plane. Theoretically you could travel to the elemental plane, etc. The Feywild fits into that category. It is another realm of existence. But Fey magic and Fey creatures are things that are innately attuned to that realm of existence that leak through into the world of Terral.
Right. Well, in that case, I'll answer. Well, I've read up on it. I know that it's a different plane of existence, and that creatures and other sources of magic kind of just seep into our realms. That's basically all I know.
In your opinion, is it strange that I am now a Fae compared to what you may be?
Would that be strange to me? I mean, I know that it kind of changes people in ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not, right? I'm just making sure, rule-wise.
I mean, he's a demon, so
yeah.
The idea that he has turned something into a Fae, which in theory should be another realm of existence, somewhat disconnected from his ability sets, is a little bit weird.
Okay.
But, he researches blood. Maybe he researched Fae blood.
Yeah. I mean, I can't comment on how weird it might be, but I know that he works on changing people, so the fact that he would be able to do something like this doesn't shock me, I would say.
That's interesting. I'm gonna get my book out and start writing all this down.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
If nobody else has anything to do, I'll take the right path.
Okay. Okay. The forest starts to get noticeably darker at this point. Roll me a
Do we need to-
perception check, anyone who wants to.
Okay.
Yes, please. Oh no, I suck.
Got a 3, a 2, and a 5.
Okay. Everyone sucked. I'm re-rolling. Fuck that. No, that's not happening.
Calum hasn't
That's
even rolled yet.
Mildly better.
That is mildly better. No, this is too
I'll keep
Calum.
that.
Calum?
Sorry, I was trying to perceive the perception roll.
Oh damn.
Couldn't find it.
With 15 and 18, you do indeed notice the webs. With an 18,
Oh.
you see a spider scuttle along from one web. Giant spider, giant web connected from one tree to another. Right above you. Not a couple hundred. Like 20 meters above you, giant spider just creeps along. The vines seem to shift and move on their own.
Are they moving towards us, or are they just skittering like?
Just slithering around. With an 18, in fact, Agis, I'll say this, they seem to slither towards the few pockets of light that cut through the trees and the leaves.
Well, I wouldn't recommend touching any webs.
Do I need to roll an acrobatics to get over this? Or...
No. It's about half your height, so you might have to help the kids, but
All right. I'll hang by here and give them a hand when they get there.
okay.
I'll sort of like stay here and like pass the kids over to Sorrows.
Okay. I assume the same thing again for the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case, I'll have a very, very tight grip on my sword.
Okay.
I'm very anxious.
At this point for you, Sorrows, it is as dark as nighttime for you. Your dark vision is in full effect.
Okay.
Just before we go any further, I'm just gonna be like, and I'm gonna turn to Ale, and just pluck out a hair, and like sort of, just do some like weird hand gesture to it, and I'll just lean down and say,
Just in case you get lost, I'd like you to keep this hair. It will allow me to remotely see what you're seeing, and also be able to send you a message.
She takes it with thumb and finger and goes, how does that work?
I'm not quite sure myself, but it's a neat little trick.
Okay. She holds it in her hand that grasps the spear, so she like clutches it on the palm and then against the spear.
okay, cool. And then I shall move on.
Sorrows, there are some giant mushrooms, toadstools in front of you.
I'm not gonna eat them.
Interesting.
Oh, you didn't fall for my mushroom trap. Sure, it's good news. Specifically, Tom.
Agis, any interest to you? I pointed the mushroom.
I don't
This is
know.
the way over there.
Me trying to climb the tree
Can I wait for everyone?
for the roots.
Here he is.
Oh, they-
Agis, is this of any interest to you?
I mean, they're mushrooms.
They are indeed mushrooms.
I did figure that, yes.
Can I have a closer inspection
Sure.
with my well, what would you consider it?
You can
Nature
you
or
can roll me a nature or herbalism.
I mean, they're both the same. I'll just roll book standard nature.
What at first appears to just be a bog standard, albeit gigantic, toadstool mushroom, so the brown kind of bulbous mushroom head. None of you be immature about that, that's just what it is called. And the white stalk. This is in
You're
fact...
the only one laughing at
I
us.
know, because I expected you all to be, and now I feel childish and awkward for even mentioning it. God damn it. Though it appears to be a standard but gigantic toadstool mushroom, this is in fact not one. However, you know for a fact that some mushrooms you won't be able to determine exactly what they are until you harvest them. Don't have to eat them, but harvest them. So do you want to get to work cutting this mushroom or not? You could start with the smaller one rather than the really gigantic one if you want, but...
No.
Okay.
With my arcane roll, I know that this place has not been touched, so I'm not going to be the one to start touching it.
Okay.
And then,
There's
I
two
mean-
for two avoiding the mushroom trap.
no, it's pretty simple. They are mushrooms. I don't know what they do, but I'm not going to start.
But you could find
messing-
out.
I'm not going to start messing with the forest. Sorry.
There's not mushroom for error here. We can't be messing about with this.
If only Aegis's ideal wasn't
I would like
don't
to
believe
cast
in
Banish
forbidden.
on Sorrows.
If only Aegis's ideal wasn't I don't believe in forbidden knowledge. What matters is what you do with it, right?
But P.
Yeah, you can do
the
what you want. Man. I'm not going
forest.
to tell you how to roleplay your character.
Forest P.
It's not so much as forbidden knowledge. It's just is it unwise to gather this knowledge? So you can totally make that decision.
Apologies, hello.
Hello.
So
I have dark vision for some reason. Not anymore. I can see stuff now, though, outside of...
I don't know what it would
My
change,
range.
but okay. It's probably just fog of war rather than dark vision.
Oh yeah, it might be.
Oh, I forgot to do something. Hold on. Bear with me 1 second.
I will make a note of the description and like how they look there while everyone's walking past.
I forgot to add some illumination onto the map. There we go. That's better.
Disgusting.
Yeah. As you walk down this corridor, you see a purple glowing light deeper into the forest.
Forest Disco? Question mark.
It's not pulsing. It is
Damn.
an emanation.
Time is frozen.
Oh, thank you. I paused it to stop you from resuming.
Zoomies.
As you enter the kind of purple light, you see the trees beyond this point get even taller, even thicker, even greater. Most of the trees tower more than 5 stories tall at this point.
Where does this light come from? What's the source of it?
You cannot determine a source of the light.
It just happens to be bright.
It's not so much bright, it's a dim purple glow. Always, if you've ever walked through a forest while there's a fog, the fog isn't like, unless it's like super thick, the fog's not immediately around you, but you can always see it incredibly thick through the trees.
Yeah.
It's like that, but with purple, and it appears to almost glow.
Okay. But it's not some gas or whatever.
No.
Like breathing in doesn't change anything.
All right, do you guys all push on?
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Pete,
What's up?
now that I'm taking notes of the walk past,
Mm-hmm.
take a mushroom.
Okay, you harvest a mushroom. Have an inspiration point for listening to your intrusive thoughts / meeting your ideal, but also roll me 1d10.
Oh boy.
Okay. You gain 9. Why did those not go into your inventory? Hold on. You gain
9 mysterious mushroom.
9 mysterious mushroom, but it's not going into your inventory for whatever reason.
So yeah, right there, Agis is like, come on guys, you should know better, leave the forest alone. Anyway, let me just write this down and then just...
Bloop.
It's quite the handful you got there, man.
What do you mean, it's in the bag of holding?
No, I just mean just wiped up 9 mushrooms like it was nothing.
We got a herbalist sickle, man, I'm gonna have to use it. I was gonna ask if I could prop the herbalist sickle thing, but I got 9. That's enough. That can't be too greedy now, can I?
I mean, you can roll that d4 if you want.
Yeah, why not? Oh, I was about to roll 2d4 there.
No.
No.
You find 9 rainbow mushrooms.
Oh, it's them things. Oh.
Once the stem of the mushroom is cut, the hood's exposed flesh is first of rosemary green, then turns a light blue before turning a deep shade of Bordeaux. The stem's color instead goes from a deep blue to a pale orange after being cut or torn, and you know that eating the mushroom will force you to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the consumer becomes confused for 30 minutes. During this period, the consumer sees colors change from one shade to another, as well as several times more intense than normal.
Drugs.
You got the good shit, man.
You also know that this can contribute to polymorph potions, potions of shapeshifting, potion of advantage, and liquid luck.
Yeah, liquid luck, baby, that's the good shit.
But also, drugs.
So how much did I get? Because I already had like a few.
You had 1 in your bag of holding, and you have 9 that are not in your bag of holding, so you have 10 in total.
Because for some reason it's saying 5 in my bag of holding. 1.
Oh, it's probably because of how I did it, which I couldn't drag the one from my thing to your inventory for some reason. That I noticed you had 1 in your bag of holding, so I duplicated it, but maybe I duplicated it wrong. But yeah, you have 10 in total.
That's not... But yeah, I'll slip that in the old bag. Then catch up with the rest of the party.
And give yourself an inspiration point. And then hope that nothing bad happens.
I'm sure nothing bad often.
I feel like he
After
gives us all
it's
these
not like I
inspiration
took
points
them
because
all. It was just a small amount.
this is the crack forest. We need these inspiration points.
Okay, hi, welcome to Ildari Forest.
This is sick, man. Picture,
Yeah.
background, whatever you want to call it.
Made by
Very nice.
Chepuku Scenes. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Because I always pronounced it Sezpuku, and then I heard it once when they sponsored Critical Role when I've been pronouncing it wrong, but also I only saw it once, so I don't remember how it was pronounced. Sam Riegel did a lovely song. It was 10 out of 10 experience. The map was also made by them, but yeah. Welcome to Ildari Forest. This, I think, accurately captures the scale of some of the trees you're passing by. This is some MMO level shit. So, we need to do a long journey. We've already determined that the length will be 4.5 days. So... Uncharted Journeys... So 4.5 days is still a short journey. Oh, actually, I tell a lie when I said that a journey was anything from 1 day to 1 week in terms of being short. Apparently, it starts at 2 days, confirmed in the book. So anything 1 day or less is not a journey.
Okay.
All right, difficulty. I need to determine the difficulty. Weather's all right, honestly. It says grey and fast clouds. It's a little bit on the cold side. I'm gonna go with. I feel like that's light drizzles here and there. Does that feel like a reasonable equation? Because it's not like perfect weather, but it's not bad.
Sure.
Okay.
I imagine we'd be pretty well protected though, because of the.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to capture the
Feeling.
overall vibe, which is also like it's overcast and grey and it's dark. So.
So, even though there's no snow here, does it still feel as cold as it would be for having snow? Or is it actually like just a totally different vibe?
That's a good question. It's a little bit warmer. Rather than being like -7, it's more like 1 or 2 degrees.
Right.
So it's like not freezing, but it's not warm. Cool. Okay, so based on all of that, I've got my DC for the journey, which I have set, which I won't tell you until later. What preparations are you all doing?
I'll pack.
Oh yeah, I need to look at those again now. I'm playing a new character.
I can't exactly, but also study the weather? Question mark.
I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, you can't study the weather.
No.
So Tommy, you're doing pack up, so you can do an athletics check with either strength or constitution. The DC is 13. That is a pass. That is 1 success. And that reduces the journey difficulty by 2.
I'll be 1 sec.
Alright. Calum, Alex, Samo, any ideas?
Yeah, I'll consult the occult.
Okay. That will be a either Arcana or Religion check.
Okay.
That is also a success. So, everyone can re-roll 1 saving throw before the end of the journey.
I'll also just pack up, I think.
I don't think you can do the same thing as someone else.
Alright, in that case, would you... I don't know exactly how I would do it. Maybe you found someone on the road. Would seek advice work?
You haven't come across anyone.
Fuck.
Actually, no. You know what? I will allow you to do it, but I'm going to increase the DC to a DC 16 rather than a DC 13 for the check. If you want to do it, you can ask the kids. They're not likely to know much, but they can give you a little bit of advice.
It's a good point.
So harder DC if you want to do it, but I'll allow it.
I think for this one, wait. Let me check real quick on my hand. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'll try that.
Okay, so DC 16, either Insight or Persuasion.
Easy.
Nice. On a success, each party member has advantage on Wisdom checks and saving throws until journey ends. But they lose it the first time they fail a Wisdom check or saving throw.
Yeah.
I'm gonna brew tonics, Pete.
Okay. Brew tonics. You bolster your party with fortifying brews, potions, salves, or tinctures. Make an intelligence, brewer's supplies, chemist supplies, or herbalism kit. I think you're probably going to go with herbalism kit.
Yeah, probably.
On a success, each party member has advantage on constitution checks and saving throws until the journey ends. Character loses the benefit the first time they fail a constitution check or saving throw. Okay. Roll that herbalism kit.
Hang on a second. No, bastard. There we go.
That is a fail.
Womp womp.
Keeping it?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Nonetheless, that's 3 successes and 1 fail, so more than half the team passed. So oh wait, no, that's the group travel check that matters how many people pass it. Okay, so now we need the group travel checks. This is where you decide based on your role what thing you want to do.
Yes.
So what are people doing?
Sticking with the usual.
That's great.
go-
What's your usual?
Well, I was leader. Samo was.
Oh, I meant more like what thing are you doing for your role, but
Oh, I'll do my. Fuck, what's it called? Hang on.
it's outward confidence. Is that what you normally do?
Yes.
Okay,
That's the
make
one.
me a persuasion check to try and inspire people for the journey ahead.
Nope, that's perception.
That is a fail.
Has anyone got something to help with that?
If they do, it will only be based on the ability from the roll.
No, I've got rerolls for saving throws.
I think I have a supply dice I can add to it, but I don't know if you're
A supply die could potentially pass it.
within that. Where is my thing?
What's your proficiency bonus at level 5 again? Is it 3 at this point?
3. Yeah.
3.
So you have 3 supply dies, and 1 supply die could potentially allow Tommy to pass that roll.
Alex, are you sure you got saving throws? Because I got saving throws. It's my stuff.
Yeah.
That's what Pete said.
No, your thing is from the. We're talking about the ability from your roll. So your ability from your roll is to find the path thing where you get to re-roll the encounter thing.
Yeah, it's a D6, Tom.
The
okay.
pass that you got from you doing the occult was advantage on wisdom checks and saving throws, or re-rolling saving throws. I can't remember which one got which, but
Pretty sure it's the re-rolling saving throws.
Right, this isn't a saving throw, it's a skill check, so...
Are you giving me one of those D6s, Calum?
Pardon?
Are you giving me one of those D6s?
Yes,
Thank
I am.
you.
Ooh.
That is a pass.
Let's go.
Thanks, buddy.
Cool. Alright, so the leader's gone. What's the Outrider doing? Which is you,
I
Alex.
will leave no stone unturned.
Okay, your expertise in the natural world allows you to predict the potentially dangerous wildlife you'll encounter along the way. Make a nature check. That is a fail.
Yikes.
And a
I will
supply-
use inspiration on that.
Yep, cool. I was going to say a supply die couldn't help that particular one.
Yikes.
Or that one.
Okay then.
I do believe Tommy's thing, Inspiration Resolve, allows you to allow
Like,
another party
give-
member to re-roll a failed saving throw or ability check, but they can do it once per character per journey.
That's correct.
So that can give you one more re-roll.
Alright, I'll do that then.
Damn.
It just did not want you to pass, man.
No.
Yep.
A 9, a 7, and an 8. Okay. Fine. What's the quartermaster doing? That's you, Calum.
I think he's marinating in his thoughts.
Lost in the sauce.
Calum, stop looking up the Destiny 2 wiki and fucking play D&D.
No.
The fact that his screen lit up when I said that as well,
Yeah.
like he was alt-tabbing back.
What did I do about? Fucking. I'll do my thing. You know what I mean?
No, because I don't know what your thing is. That's why I'm asking you what your thing is.
It is something to do with level working. Hang on a second.
Oh, good
Yeah,
as new.
good as new. Take infantry, few allies equipment, sharpening blades, tightening straps.
Okay, so
What
roll
have
with
you?
your level workers tools.
Up in the lore of John Destiny.
That's the Nathan Fillion voiced character, right?
Yep.
That's a pass.
Damn.
And Sentry, what are you doing?
I'll take first watch.
Okay, make me a perception check.
I've advantage on that, luckily, because that's a wisdom.
That is a
thing.
wisdom, you're absolutely right. Also, that teased in that 20 there.
Yeah.
That is a
That's better.
pass. Cool. Alright. So, we got 3 passes, which is more than half, which basically, again, because it's a short journey, doesn't really do much for you, but at least it's not a negative result. Because, again, you can't reduce the amount of encounters to less than 1. So, it's still going to be 1, but it could have been more. Okay. So, funnily enough, I don't need to try and debate what region we're in for this one. We're in a forest. So, I'm going to roll a d12 to determine the type of journey. And you also roll a d12 to determine the type of journey. Or type encounter, sorry, Alex. Okay, a 12 and a 4. Okay. So your choice between needing assistance and fateful encounters. I'll give you a brief description of both of those. Needing assistance is when it finishes loading. Basically, you coming across people who need help in some way. Some encounter where someone needs your help. Whereas Fateful Encounters is kind of as it says, you happen upon a chance encounter that's kind of weirdly fateful and feels like, you know, destiny brought you upon these people, or creatures, or monsters, or what have you?
I'm gonna go with fateful encounters.
Okay. Four. Okay. Who's trying to navigate for the party?
I'll do it. It's survival, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like me to roll that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
Yikes.
Inspiration, baby.
Can we use the fucking things on that roll?
What, Calum's plus 1d6, or...
Yeah, well,
Oh, wait,
not
hold on. You've got
necessarily
advantage on
that one.
it. Wait, no, it's not. It is wisdom. Yeah, you've got advantage on
It is
this.
wisdom. You have advantage, yeah.
Because of sandwich.
Until you fail. So
Yeah.
you better not fail this.
Okay, that's better. Not great, but better.
Can everyone roll me a d3?
D3.
Mm-hmm. Also, Tommy has asked me about what a certain journal entry is that Calum unlocked.
Oh, thank fuck. Jesus Christ.
What?
That was so ominous.
Yeah, it was. Okay, 2 was the most commonly rolled number on the d3. Okay.
You guys fucked up.
As you're journeying, you find something that you weren't really expecting to find in the forest of Ildari. Not something built by people, but more just kind of like enough people have walked along it that it has become a path. You find a path, or possibly even a road. Do you follow the road?
Does it lead into like the general direction we want to go into?
With that 16, he thinks it does.
Lead on, leader.
Why the fuck not?
Because you could die.
We could always die.
There. You come through a clearing in the trees. That's perfect. The song that just came on is called Deeper Into the Woods. You can hear the sound of running water nearby. You're near a river, and as you come through this clearing in the trees, you see a building. It's made of stone, and it looks old and ancient and in disrepair. The stonework appears to be marble, and moss and vines grow all over the building.
Oh boy, this doesn't look ominous.
Can I see some writings on like the outside of the building? Anywhere?
No, you cannot.
I cannot.
Nope.
Hmm. I'd like to roll a perception check.
Okay.
Oh, fuck, excuse me.
With 15, you can hear the same sounds you've been able to hear for the last couple of hours at this point. Birds flying, squirrels chittering, mice, rats, foxes. You can hear the sound of babbling water. You can hear the sounds of splashes in the water, like there might be fish down there. You don't see anything threatening. Yet.
Measured movement or
Yeah, you can move freely. Yeah, where you're approaching there is a doorway, by the way.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a feature I don't use very often. Mostly because it doesn't work on stream view, so in a moment I'm going to have to manually remove that rooftop, but yeah. If the maker of stream views watching this, I would love it if you could work out a way to make the tiles, rooftop tiles and stream view work together. It'd be wonderful. I understand it's probably very difficult though.
Alec,
Yeah. Sorry.
Come along
we've
now.
all
Rook.
moved.
Oh. Sorry.
I just remembered Big Al. What's
Do you know what I remembered the other day as well, which I appreciated?
that?
He's the man with the phone.
Big Al's the man with the phone.
Tiny Tom's the one with the decrepit bones.
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
I know what I am, man.
It's a medical condition.
Don't let him order your breakfast, boys.
What the fuck?
Get some toast with apricot jam on it.
Oh god, yeah.
Wait, what's this?
Wait, it was untoasted bread with apricot jam.
Undusted bread with apricot jam.
His
This sounds
breakfast the morning after the health.
Yeah, no. It sounded so familiar, but I couldn't place it.
Still good.
Okay, as you step down through the steps of this building, everyone can make me either an insight or a history roll.
No.
Do we get advantage on these as wisdom, or because it's a part of the journey?
If you're doing an insight check, it is indeed with advantage.
but remember, if you fail, it's gone. That bonus. So
Oh, right, okay.
So it is gone for Tommy now.
Fuck.
With a 20, again, somehow the guy who's not from here is like the best educated on this area and these people. You walk down into what could be like an amphitheater or a temple, which is possibly what some of the other people are thinking it is. Sorrows, to you it looks kind of like an amphitheater, but no, to you, Neurixius, this is a Senate building. This is where politicians would have talked to the people, and you probably, well, you can roll me a history check as well, because this is actually relevant specifically to history.
Oh, I would know about this then, wouldn't I? With that.
Oh, with a nat 20,
history?
yeah. So you know already, Neurixius has to fail, that's fine. You know already then, with a nat 20 from before, Sorrows, that while the Kingdom of Ildari does have a king, at least it used to have a senate in the same way that ancient Athens had a senate. Not politicians, but just people being able to raise things in front of other people and debate it. So there wasn't like a, oh, I've been elected to be your representative. It was just like, oh, I'm not happy about this thing, and I'm going to go to the Senate today to like say that I'm not happy with this thing and I want change. And then anyone else who's attending the Senate can either agree or disagree. That's basically how the voting system works. So there's a large gathering of people who would have all sat on these stone steps, and then people would debate in the middle. But clearly the Senate building has fallen into disrepair and disuse. Many of the pillars have collapsed, and much of the building itself has fallen into the river below.
are these like statues?
Mm-hmm.
Are they still standing?
They are, but they do look weathered by the elements.
I'm gonna look back and gesture the kids over.
Okay.
You mentioned your father didn't let you outside the city walls.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you never got to see anything like this.
I'm gonna have Ale roll a history check.
Damn.
She is proficient in based on her background. She shakes her head. No.
Well, as I said before, you may run these lands one day. Can't hurt to look back at its history.
What is this place? Says Fan.
An old Senate building.
What's a Senate?
It's a way of running a nation. Different minds combined into one goal.
Like the council, says Ale.
Aye. No,
Harold. Oh, sorry.
as you can see, it's been quite some time.
What happened? Says Fan.
Well, as you may know, your people were pushed back by your neighbors.
So
How long ago was that again? I mean,
Hundreds
it's
of years
been
ago.
constant, but yeah. This building must be hundreds of years old by now. And just been lying here for hundreds of those.
again, this is the same day you enter the forest, so it's not that far away from where the forest ends. A couple of hours in, but like, yeah, so that kind of makes sense. If they retreated further in, then can everyone... Oh, sorry, you wanted to do something, Samuel. What did you want to do?
No, that's off the top. All good.
Okay. Can everyone make me a perception check? Hey, everyone but the ruin did well.
Fucking hell. Well, this is got to be like my lowest roll. I've got like one nat 20, and then everything's been like below a 10.
Bro, your lowest average was like a 7.3. Like, this might be the lowest, but like, your lowest average is fucking abysmal. It's on the second session.
Yeah,
And you-
true.
Yeah.
In your
Anyways.
defense, it is really interesting to look at what Kytheria is looking at.
Yeah, she's still staring at the floor, and you're like, what? What is she seeing? I don't understand. Anyways, you hear it first, Sorrows. You hear someone running towards the Senate building from where you entered from. And then, shortly after Agis, you'll hear it. And then, Norexius, you'll hear someone running. They sound... It sounds like a single person, but they do sound like, you know, the clanging of metal. They have weapons on them.
Does it sound like they're coming from that direction?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna... Am I able to start sprinting in that direction as well?
Yeah, if you want to sprint in that direction.
I will simply just hold up my staff.
Spear of the ready ale.
She still has the spear drawn, so that's fine. When you literally get to about there is when this guy rounds the corner and you almost run into each other. You see in front of you is a middle-aged human. He's got kind of thin but long dark brown hair in a kind of greasy, kind of like, looks like a metalhead. He's unshaven, broad-browed, and he kind of looks like he could be like an adventurer or a bandit or something like that. He's wearing hide armor, and he doesn't have it drawn, but he does have a long sword at his hip. He does, however, have a quarterstaff that he is probably using as a walking stick, but currently is kind of carrying more in the middle of it because he's been running. He says as he rounds the corner and nearly runs into you.
A human.
Ah, tiefling. Bloody hell, thought I saw you from afar.
I think we can both agree that we're not who each other were expecting here.
Well, no, I saw you. I was coming to you lot. He is sweating, by the way. It looks like he's been running.
Who are you?
Well, my name is Bakarn. Bakarn Aguer.
Was that Pecan?
I'm making it so that my name is visible to everyone at all times.
There we go.
His name is Bakarn Aguer.
Good to meet you, Pecan.
Well,
I'm Arlia.
Arlia, nice to meet you. You got quite a lot of folks with you. You reckon you could help me?
What seems to be the problem?
Well, you see, my lover, she's, he points back into the forest. She's currently locked up in a nearby house, and I need your help to rescue her. Please. I'm desperate.
You have a house here.
Well, it's not my house, but she's in the house, yeah.
Can I roll an insight?
Yes, you can.
Two small things while this is happening.
Mhm.
Firstly, could I have changed form as soon as I heard that guy
Sure.
walking? Secondly, can I also roll insight? Oh, can I actually hear them from down here? I'm
You
not
probably
sure.
can't
Can
hear
I?
them from down
Okay.
here. No.
Okay.
But you could have approached if you wanted to while this was going on.
Would have anyone else approached? Otherwise, I would have approached.
None of the NPCs would, but I'll leave it up to, obviously, Calum and Alex if they want to approach.
I'm still just looking at the floor along with Pythoria.
I've
Then I
moved
would've-
forward, but I'm not approaching.
In that case, I would have rolled insight.
Cool, roll that insight. You do still have advantage on yours.
Yeah, I'll use it on that one.
It's not even a use it, it's you always have it, so. That
Yeah.
is a fail. You no longer have advantage on wisdom.
You know what? I'll roll inspiration on that.
Okay.
If I roll inspiration on that, do I keep that bonus? If the inspiration would succeed now?
Yeah, fuck it. I'm being nice.
Cool.
Alright.
Is that a pass? Is that not?
Wouldn't you like to know, Overboy?
Yep, I would love to know.
That is indeed a pass.
Hey.
This man, you feel, is untrustworthy. Both of you passed away. Sorrows as well, you passed. You sense that this man is untrustworthy. Whether he's trying to lure you away so that he can try and attack you, or whether the woman locked in the house is not in fact his lover, you're not sure. But either way, you sense that he is not to be trusted.
So, let me get this straight. A human is in an elven land on the outskirts of a deep forest, and his lover is trapped in a house.
Yeah.
You understand, this story sounds dubious.
Well, I understand it sounds like one of them fairy tales, but love is magical.
I think it sounds more like a trap. What do you think, Noroxius? Norixius. I would say Nori, but that is the same name as my cat.
What do you say, demon?
Hey man, that's
Hellspawn.
That's
Sorry.
our word.
Well, I mean, he seems perfectly trustworthy to me, doesn't he? And I'll go up to him and I throw my armor on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Shall we go save your lover? But first, I mean, obviously, you see we're quite a big group. We should go gather our allies down there, no? And I'll smile at him.
Well, it's really I only need someone who could like pick a lock or something.
Oh yeah, exactly. We have a bunch of very talented individuals down there. I mean, it will only take a second. Can I roll persuasion?
Sure. Oh. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll just wait here.
I won't let go of him. I'll keep my armor on him, and I'll gesture the other ones to come out of there.
I'll put a hand on Bakan's shoulder, and I won't squeeze it painfully tight, but I'll put a bit of a firm grip on it and say, "You should not worry. Even if we can't pick that lock, I will have no trouble ripping it off of the hinges." And I would like to intimidate him at that.
Okay. I was trying to work out if that was a deception check or an intimidation. So.
Oh, jeez!
Oh! He makes doo-doo in his pants.
You flex your muscles and say you have quite the infertile touch. That's what truly intimidates him.
He wets his pants, but it's not piss.
Sus.
You know what? He looks down at the rest of the group. On second thought, you clearly you got some kids and an old man. He says, kind of pointing in Dai's direction. You clearly have a lot on your plate. I don't want to be a bother. And he tries to kind of raise his hands and remove your two arms from either side of him.
I'm gonna squeeze tighter. I think you should start telling the truth, Bakan.
Okay. There's no girl, there's no house, alright? Just trying to... I'm in a lot of debt.
See? Broke character that one, apparently.
This is so fucking random. Oh, come help me save my lover trapped in a house too. I'm in a lot of debt.
I was planning on, taking one of you, probably the rogue, he gestures over at Kytheria, to a secluded area, hold them at knife point, steal their shit. Bear in mind, Kytheria has nothing on her other than the clothes on her back and the short sword he just gave her. And then, maybe ransom her back to you.
See? That wasn't so hard, was it?
It was pretty hard.
How bad's the debt?
It's crippling, much like your grip right now.
I'll
How much
loosen a
debt are
little
you
bit.
in, old Fred, then? How old is he, anyway?
In his middle ages, 38-ish.
I'll stick with that.
Okay.
So I'll ask how much debt he's in.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to do some math real quick. That's the clock app, not the calculator app.
He's in so much debt, only the calculator can help.
594 gold.
Sorry?
594. We'll call it an even 600 gold.
Ah, that's light work. Let me see what I have, and I'll open like my little coin pocket, and I'll like look into it. It's just almost completely empty, and I'll well, yeah. About that, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I think even if you would have mugged every single one of us, I don't think you would have gotten your 600 gold from us.
Well, I'm a hard worker. I would have robbed a lot of people. I mean, no, I wouldn't have done that.
Because there's a lot of traffic along in this forest.
What was that?
I'm
I'm impressed you could even hear what we were saying all the way up here.
Yeah, it's my Eladrin ears.
You've only got one Eladrin ear at this point.
How the fuck do you...
Too far.
Start running up the stairs after.
Emotional damage.
Yeah. Well.
No, that's fine. You can say that. Well, you know, I figured elves easy picking.
Can I also start walking up now that I've noticed that
Yeah.
something...
I don't suppose you owe money to the Guild of Blades, do you?
Roll me just a d20 for a luck roll. I will also walk up as Celeste will stay with the kids and Kypheria is staring at the floor. No, not the Guild of Blades.
You too.
There's this, casino in Calancore. It was bad.
Oh, no, actually.
I'm not even sure you were capable of robbing anyone, even if you did come across a single person.
I mean, I've robbed
That's how
plenty
you
of
lost your
people.
money.
What?
Oh boy.
Sorry.
Did I hear that as I walk up?
Yes.
What did you just say?
Well, I said sorry. I interrupted the tiefling.
Before that,
I'm in debt. A casino in Calancore.
I thought you said you've robbed plenty of people.
Oh, yeah, but who hasn't? Right?
Me?
Yeah, neither.
I'd say you've robbed a few people of their lives, but who's counting?
Only the ones that deserve it. Perhaps there's one standing in front of me right now.
He noticeably just swallows air.
Does he have like a visible pouch somewhere that is? Is it nice
Sizable.
and plump? Yep.
Let's just put it this way: he ain't got 10 gold on him. He's got more than that.
All right.
I don't really know what coin purses look like in D&D when you're lugging around thousands of gold pieces, but like, so let's just imagine it's just like, it's either very empty or it's like moderately full or it's full, and full is like a certain threshold and then infinity beyond. He's not full, but it's like definitely medium.
I'll just say,
You see, I'm in the habit of giving people a taste of their own medicine.
Well, I'm not ill. It's quite healthy.
No, but you might be soon. So why don't you hand over your pouch, or I'll choke the life out of you.
Roll me an intimidation check with advantage because of Sorrow's already scaring the piss out of this guy. Okay. Okay. He very carefully takes the coin purse off of his belt and goes, does he give it to you, either of the two either side of him? Does he throw it to you? Like,
Hand
just
it
kinda
over to my fellow Nerexius there. I saw him eyeing it up.
That's you, right? That's you?
I'll extend a hand and smile very, very nicely.
He gives it to you. Feels
Um,
like about 47 gold's worth of gold.
Yeah, I'll split that between everyone after, but
Players or companions as well?
everyone, companions as well.
Okay.
Considering he's like a little bit of a thief, could I roll a perception check to see if he has any valuables hidden, like maybe jewelry that he stole from anyone, like a ring or something?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Wow. He has all the jewelry in the world.
He does not appear to have any jewelry on him, no.
Oh, wait, wisdom. Haha, I still have a bonus. Okay.
Well, would you look at that? I've robbed my first person.
Now, Bakan, I realize now that we've taken your purse that you might be of the mind to rob more people to regain what you've lost. But I would strongly recommend against that. And I'm going to squeeze tight on his shoulder again. I think you should rethink your life. And stay out of casinos.
I'll go home and rethink my life.
Good man. And I'll very hardly tap him on the back.
Bye-bye.
Best of luck.
The I
Nice.
need help encounter. We just robbed the guy.
No, that was just taking payment for the therapy session. He's gonna have a better life now.
It's accurate to an actual therapy session where it takes just all your money.
Oh yeah, brother. How do you edit your XP again?
And then you can put in the value.
Oh yeah.
8394.
How much
I'm
was it,
thinking-
sorry?
We're at 8394 now.
Are we?
Yeah, mine doesn't say that at all. And I'm pretty sure Calum has a different one than us.
I mean, mine is now on 8394. You did say 14 XP, correct? Yeah.
I also think mine wasn't updated properly from last week because it was quite low.
Yeah, mine's on 7880.
Yeah, so was mine.
Mine was an 8380.
Sweet.
8394.
Yeah.
Cool. And how much gold was it, sorry?
Just maybe keep the 5 gold in like the pot, and we can buy rations and like a room with that once we. Yeah. Hey.
We just slip it into her pocket. Can I have an inspiration for mugging a mugger?
Yeah, that does seem. Ali. Hey, we need these goofy ones once in a while.
Hmm.
Nothing will ever reach Thunder. It's silly. That's like a. Yep. Silliness. Yep.
I wouldn't mind a little bit of RP when we camp for a night.
Can we RP and also do our downtimes?
No. That is not allowed.
I want to get this book done. I can't even remember what I get at the end of completing this book. Wasn't it like expertise in history or something? Or arcana? I can't remember.
Oh, fuck. I could have been rolling on the fucking downtime thing. I'm just rolling Arcana.
I think it was history, if I remember correctly.
Well. Yeah, I forgot. But hey, I got 21, so. Oh, okay, I thought I couldn't do it now that I've got one success. Yes, yeah, I did do that. One point. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
I just advanced my book.
Um. More of a campfire thing. So whoever wants to be there can, but I was aiming for sitting down with Dai and Kytheria. But again, if anyone else is there, it's cool.
I'll sit at the fire.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll just be writing in my book, like, alongside the campfire.
I still feel them, you know. The chains around my wrists. When I close my eyes in the night, I can see them. But they still feel so cold. And it makes me angry. But I've been learning to control it, channel it. When I close my eyes, I listen to my heartbeat. And I let myself be in the moment and feel it. And then with that rage, even if it's just for the fleeting moment of combat, I find the strength to break those chains momentarily. It's not fair, but it's only when we've got our lives on the line that I feel at peace. But these trees inspire me. It's almost like their connection to the world lets them stand strong, taller than I could ever be. I feel like I can learn from them. Does that sound strange?
Do you know why I kept my shackles on?
Why?
For the very same reason you just gave. To feel the anger. To channel it. To make sure that I always remember there are others that are shackled. And that I can do something about it. That's what helps me grow. If you get your inspiration from the trees, then no, I do not think it's strange. Unless you think me carrying my shackles is also strange.
I imagine others would find it strange. But I'm beyond caring what others think at this point. It's funny. The mark that things can leave on you. But it's also funny that in doing what they did, by making us possessions, they they spelled their own downfall.
That they did.
I need a
Well-
moment. Oh, sorry. No. You're going to say something.
I was just going to finish off with, we won't let them get away with it.
No. Even if it takes centuries. Yeah. I need a moment. And I'm gonna step away from the campfire. And I'm gonna get on my knees and place my hand on one of the trees and just close my eyes, and I'll just slowly breathe along with my heartbeat and just focus on the air around me, and I'll just stay like that for hours.
Okay, cool.
Is he out of sight from the camp, or would I be able to see him?
I'm not in like obvious view, but depending on any DC that Pete wants to give you, I'd say I'm seeable if you're looking for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to keep like a lookout for him. Like every, I don't know, check in every half an hour or something.
I won't require a roll from that, that's fine. Also, fun fact, I discovered at some point after we did the whole money thing, I muted myself. So I wasn't muted for a huge amount of time, but I was muted for a little bit, so that's fun. I like streaming, but I don't like streaming. I've never gotten the right brain for it in terms of remembering to not press certain buttons. Like I use my number pad to type numbers sometimes, but my number pad's also what I use to mute myself when I don't want to be heard by stream, but I do want to be heard by you guys. Pain.
Were you trying to talk as an NPC or something?
No, I just looked over at OBS and went, oh shit, I'm muted. So at some point between when I gave you all the gold after that encounter and now, so again, not a huge amount of time, but no, and then after I realized that, I was trying to work out what Celeste or Kytheria or Di would say in response to that, and then Alex came in with a good response, so I went, I'm just gonna let this play out. But yeah. Cool, yeah, you do see him. Do you want to do anything with you spotting him meditating with the tree at all?
Nope.
No?
I just, I mean, I see what he's doing, and I'll just check in every once in a while.
So, Soros, are you trying to commune with nature? Are you trying to commune with the gods, or just trying to center yourself?
A combination, really. I am delving inside of myself and learning more about my abilities as Path of Giant. So basically, I'm starting to find a connection between my rage and the elements around me, and I'm trying to find and I'm trying to find a synthesis between the two.
Okay. Then go ahead and give me, unless you can think of something more applicable, I'm going to say a wisdom roll, which you no longer have advantage on.
Mhm.
You feel like you've gained some new insight into yourself, and you gain a point of inspiration.
Nice. Thank you.
Hey.
Now, in character, I'm just trying to make some nice fluff, you know.
Mhm.
Out of character, I'm just setting up some stuff, some wacky shit that I'm going to be able to do in a few levels' time.
We love that. Anyone else want to do anything while camping that night?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would like to talk to. Is it Nyrixus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nyrixus. So, Nyrixus, is it?
Yes.
It seems you were tell me the truth about your where you're from. It was a mighty fine trick you did.
No need to lie, really.
Wait, is he dragon form right now or human form?
Oh yeah, I like if we're under like just under us or in combat, I'm always gonna be dragon form.
Ah. Is it a type of polymorph, or is it more of like a racial thing, or?
I wish I knew better. I didn't like I couldn't always do this. This is still very new to me. Because obviously I knew that I was coming here, but as your guys' reaction proved, not everyone is used to seeing someone like me here, so my benefactor figured I would need something like this. So he bestowed some kind of magic into me, which I said before, I don't really know anything about. That's that.
You can see on Agis' face, he is very intrigued.
Give me your blood.
I'll hold up your hand, but I wouldn't even ask you. I'm just doing it. Hold up your hand a bit. Do you mind changing into your human form? As I closely inspect like his hand as he goes to do it.
And I'll do just that, I guess.
Hey Pete, I'm rolling Arcana.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a sense of, is it like altering images through magic where it's more of like a illusion is cast, or is it more of like a his body is changing
It
sort of
is
thing?
not an illusion. His body is changing, but he is still in this form, essentially a dragon form.
Yeah.
So while his body is physically human, like he has all the
it
same
still
features
feels
as dragon.
cold and
Yeah.
That's very fascinating. Really. And this benefactor of yours is how I don't know much about the benefactor is.
Well, he's a demon like me, but yeah, a powerful one.
Powerful, you say?
I would say so.
Right. Does your benefactor have a name, or?
Well, have you ever heard of the name Ico Singonatus?
Let's find out, shall we?
Roll me a religion check. It's going to be a fucking
Oh,
hard DC.
I was gonna say I rolled history, but there we go.
It's like I spoke a different language.
It's a nat 1, but it's a religion nat 1. Are gods real?
I was gonna say he just doesn't really care about
There's not really a lot I can give you from the nat 1 other than, you've never heard of Eco Sanguinatus. In fact, that name sounds made up to you.
I mean, I do know one or two names from the religions down there, but nothing I've ever heard of before.
It's a lesser known one, definitely.
It certainly sounds like it. You say you're here to watch the ruined?
Yeah, I mean, the overall task is to kind of oversee this entire, and I'll like wave across the entire camp operation, but yeah, that's basically the gist of it.
Right. That would mean that the ruins powers has something to do with this benefactor as well, then.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
As I told them before, I don't really know anything about that, but I do know that the powers of the ruined stem from our benefactor.
Oh. Thank you, Rixus.
But what about that staff? I've seen you study it.
Yes, it's just an idea I had. I'm just sort of working on, but nothing is really coming to fruition just yet.
Do you need help with it?
I can always ask you when I do. Do you happen to know much about the arcane sigils?
Well, I know the language fluently, if that helps at all.
That would be handy for when you know the language of when they're in that language, but runes are more universal.
Right.
I could write runes in Elven, and yours being Draconic that still mean the same thing. What I'm trying to find is the meaning of the runes.
Right. Well, I don't think I can help you with that then.
Yeah, well, won't know until I ask.
Well, I think I'm gonna go grab some sleep now. I'm very tired.
Okay then.
Have a good night.
I'm lost in thought at this point.
Okay.
He's barely
While
conversing
you're lost
anymore.
in thought, Agis, how about you give me a perception check?
Oh boy.
Oh.
Okay.
Not bad.
I've removed 2 rations off of everyone's inventory, and Agis, I've removed 2 for everyone who doesn't have food anymore from your inventory.
Mm-hmm. My rations are gonna start looking a bit bad soon, aren't they?
You're still on
Jesus.
25, but like if
That's half of my rations that I've
sure,
already
it
used.
is one of those things where it's like it is going to start going down at an exponential rate, especially since now Celeste is also out of rations, so he's been added onto it.
Oh my god!
He had 1 ration left, so he ate
I'm a
1.
fucking
and then has
food
ruined
bank
1.
out here, Jesus!
I think the ruin's also down to 2 rations, so he's not that far off of being added to your list as well.
Oh wait, I might have some more in Shaq's pack.
Oh, that's true. You might have someone shack. I've just been removing them from your bag of holding, but yeah.
Yeah, I've still got,
got
20 in or 10 in Shaq's.
Yeah. Okay, so you got 12 in total left.
It's a good job I bought all them rations then, huh?
Mm.
Jesus.
Good job I bought all of them as well. Because if yours runs out, I can start using mine.
All right.
What's Kytheria been doing like since we camped? Like, is she just like in a tent, or is she sat still just looking at the floor but around the campfire?
Yeah, so basically the entire time you've been traveling, which at this point has been 4 days since the Crossroads incident, she has been silent. She has been often unreactive to things, or if she is reactive to it, it's very, very slow. She eats if you put food in front of her, but she doesn't like go and help herself to food when it's being cooked or anything like that. And she is sitting alone by herself most of the time. She's no longer like fully just like mute, in the sense of like she's not responding to people, but like if you were to like address her, she would probably like yeah, sort of thing. So she doesn't have to be literally dragged around. She is following you now.
Yeah.
But she is still in the stages of grief. Let me refer to the stages of grief. I just kind of know them based on feeling. I want to quickly look up what they actually are. No, not the stages of mitosis. Stages of grief. She's gone through denial. She's possibly gone through anger without you even realizing. She's probably in the bargaining or depression stage at this point.
Okay. I would like to take a seat next to her if I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna sit there silently, like for like just about a minute. Just kind of like just so it gives her enough time to sort of realize that I am there, but like not pressuring anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then eventually I'll just say, Kytheria,
Mm.
I am sorry for what happened. And I know it's difficult. I understand if you don't want to talk, if you're not ready yet. But if you are still following this party, I want to extend my hand for when you are ready.
She looks at you and you can see tears welling up in her eyes. It's the first time she's probably made eye contact with anyone this entire time. When I did what I did, I was selfish, you know, looking out for myself. And you know what the really shitty thing about all the time we've spent together is? I don't think I'm that person anymore. So some stupid childlike part of my brain thought that one day I'd make amends for what I'd done to the people who fucking raised me. And now I can't. That hurts more than the fact it was you lot who did it. That's not on you. I can never undo that fuck up.
We have all made mistakes in the past. Whether they're small or large, doesn't matter. It's not my place to say whether your fuck up was either of those things. Or whether it was a fuck up. If you believed what you did at the time was right for you, or whether it was wrong. I'm sorry to say, but it doesn't matter now. What matters is that you are alive. You are unshackled. You have the time to make things better. Maybe not for what you did in the past, but for yourself and others in the future. I will not tell you what to do, but just as a suggestion, just think about it. Think about where you wish to go now, what you can do, the right that you can do in the future. We'll be there every step of the way.
She turns away from you to look back at the campfire, which I'm going to say at this point is starting to kind of be just embers spitting out into the night. And then just very quietly, she will lean her head on your shoulder, and you get the sense that she's not there yet. You know, it's not click of the fingers fix, but you have genuinely kind of like given her some form of comfort, and yeah, she hears you. She needs to work out where to go next rather than dwelling on the past, because she can't change the past, but she can change the future.
And I'll just sit there and let her rest her head until whenever she doesn't need to anymore.
Okay.
Um,
Have an inspiration point.
Thank you.
Could I have been around that at least?
You
Not
can have witnessed that, you can
necessarily
overheard that, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
imagining it's a fairly small camp, so.
Also, what at least visible weapons does Kythera
Just a
currently
short
have?
sword. She literally just has a short sword and basically her clothing. Doesn't even have armor anymore.
Okay, I know my character doesn't know this, just as like recollecting. She had a rapier before, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, as the rune walks off, I'll because I haven't interacted with her at all except for the horse part yet.
Mhm.
I'll just take the rapier that I have in my bag, tap her on the shoulder, and I'll like place that next to her and then walk off.
She looks at you like she's trying to find something to say, but she doesn't quite have energy slash whatever else to like be able to like thank a person she doesn't even know yet, but like she does acknowledge it at the very least.
Yeah, I'll nod very politely and soft, and then I'll walk off.
It's probably very weird for her that she's just kind of like passively aware that there's a new person in the group who's been quite nice to her, and that also this dude's a fucking dragon human person. It's like,
The fucking Avengers clip where Hulk comes past and hands out the target.
Yes!
Just puts all the-
exactly that, but just with mild tears streaming down.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else from anyone else?
That is a surprisingly accurate representation of that moment.
Especially if you're in a Dragonborn form as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I like if at some point during the night she goes to a tent to sleep or something, I'd like to do something similar in which I would like to leave the studded leather armor in my backpack
Hell yeah.
at like the foot of her tent.
Cool. Yeah, you can do that. Damn, she's getting built back up
Just
by all
getting
of you.
kitted out. God damn.
All right, so
She has some money now.
remove the rapier from your inventory, Nerexius, and
Yep. Oh my god, it's a portable cat.
All cats portable.
I don't know. The way he just hold the cat like looked very extra portable.
Very handheld.
Extra.
Yes, handheld cat.
Where's your studded leather? Or have you already removed it?
I think it's
It's
his
in
bag.
shack.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
or that. Yeah.
I was looking in the bag. Cool.
Which one is it, Tommy? Is it Iro or the police siren?
Zyro.
It's the Zyro.
You'll also notice I had an extra rapier in there as well, but Samo got there before me.
Yeah, that's fair. She's basically
been-
she used to work a short sword, a rapier, and then 2 daggers, and I think she used to have studded leather, so she's pretty close to what she used to be. Doesn't have thieves' tools
Yeah.
anymore, but you know.
Well, Pete.
Yeah, but you sometimes use your thieves' tools. It's fine. The thing is, she hasn't been to a shop yet since she broke out of prison. She can buy some stuff eventually. Before we continue on, I'm just going to pop to grab a drink, so we'll take like a quick 5-minute break or so.
Me too.
I'm gonna walk up to Nerexius then, while he's keeping watch. I don't want... Bro, chill the fuck out.
I mean, he seems like a pretty chill guy to me.
Soros now has gained a cat
he's
companion from
very, very affectionate.
to nature.
Didn't know you were chill like that.
I don't want to be presumptuous, but you seem somewhat draconic.
Well, yes. That's exactly what I am.
Interesting. Do your people have a language?
Well, I guess if you mean by my people other Dragonborn, that's the name drop, damn.
Dragonborn.
I guess we speak Draconic, but most people in Halavar speak Infernal. So whatever you want to consider
I'll
my language.
I'll quickly speak in Infernal and say, that is a tongue I know well.
And I'll reply. Wait, would I actually? Yeah, I'll roll something to see if I would know if tieflings speak Infernal.
Sure,
I
roll
guess.
me a history check. Yeah, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar that your kind also speaks my tongue.
I think a lot of my people, I think a lot of people from this world seem to think that we too are from Hellevar. It's interesting to meet someone who's actually from there.
Well, I haven't seen much of it. I was not much of a traveler. In fact, I've barely left the comfort of my home.
It's quite an interesting journey for you now, then, doesn't it?
It is. Especially, I mean, I suppose it might be less weird considering I haven't seen that much of my world, so as far as I know, maybe parts of my world also look like this. I doubt it, but I wouldn't know.
Maybe I'll see for myself one day as well, after this adventure.
A long one, it seems.
Anyway, as you may be aware, our enemy have dragons.
So I've heard, yes.
I am wondering if you would be able to share your knowledge of Draconic. It may come in handy.
Of course.
Genuinely thought he was going to ask if you could ride him then.
Soon TM.
Thank you.
Well, whenever you want. Actually, could you consider Infernal to be like somewhat close to Draconic, or are they like two completely separate things?
You know what? Sure, they're about as close as Spanish and Portuguese, which is if you know one of them, you can probably understand bits of the other, but they are
Yeah.
two separate languages. But like, there's
Yeah,
enough
okay.
similarities.
Um,
Or
Yeah, I mean-
German and Dutch is enough, for example. Like, to make as
that's a good-
relatable
that's
to
good.
Samo as
Yeah,
possible,
yeah,
I've gone with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
two
yeah.
options.
yeah. That's good. Yeah, I mean, Draconic isn't that much more complicated than Infernal.
Excellent. Should be easy enough to pick up then.
Yeah, it's not the hardest thing in the world.
We'll have a go at it tomorrow then, if you're okay with that.
Absolutely. So far, I don't really have anything to do at night.
Would you like to go get some rest? I'm happy to take first watch.
I'll stretch a little bit and I'll give a tired nod. Thank you. I'll definitely take you up on that. And I'll
Rest well.
retreat into my little tent.
I'm just going to drop another thing, by the way. You don't have to pick up on this immediately, or don't have to pick up on this at all if you don't want to, but just thought that this might be something that Nerexius would pick up on. You've seen Celeste's sword at this point, both during the fight you were in a couple of days ago and just on his back the rest of the time. I'm just posting a picture of it so you can go and look at it in enhanced quality if you want to. But it is a sword that appears to be blackened steel and does have the image of a dragon kind of woven into its hilt, as well as what appears to be a dragon's horn or tooth embedded in the hilt.
Used to be mine.
Yeah, it did.
Are there like any runes that I can't see on it? Like any writing or not?
There do not appear to be any runes.
Okay.
So apologies, stream. I'm trying to close that picture now that I'm done with it, and there's no X on that box for me. Hold on. That worked. Cool. There's a command I can do to close pop-outs. But yeah. So that clearly has some some draconic elements going on with it as well.
I have noted that, and I will address that accordingly.
In fact, I just thought of something cool. Specifically, what that blade makes you think of is the word Anroken. The burnt blade. Which is its name. So, you know, hypothetically, if Samo wants to give Anroken its name at some point. I'll put
The
spell
burnt
in.
blade?
Yeah, burnt blade, spelt like that.
Oh yeah, I butchered that. God
It's
damn.
fine. A lot of the spellings and songs are kind of weird because it's like fantasy sort of elf vibes. So
What other weapons were there? Like there was Stormbreaker. It wasn't Storm Sunder.
Storm Sunder, which was your axe.
Yeah.
Previously, it was another orc. You like saw in the vision there was an orc carrying that axe, so you got it off of his corpse. There was a Chandra, which was the ice blade, which I believe Tommy took. Right, the glowing ice blade.
I don't think I actually had any of those weapons.
Pretty sure you took in Chandra.
Because, I don't even know.
Didn't you have like a couple of daggers?
No.
No, he got
he had
his.
two-
He got Graston's two cutlasses.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm pretty sure you got a Chandra as well. You just
I
didn't
honestly
use.
can't remember.
I just don't think you used it much because not that long after you got Matthias's swords. But,
Yeah.
I could look it up in Roll20 at some point. And then there was the staff, Dai's staff was there. And then was what ended up being renamed Coda, was the bow there, or was that found somewhere else?
Oh, yeah, it might be.
Might have been, yeah.
Was
The
Celeste
bow. The
there?
bow was given by to Hannah's character by whatchamacallit on the island.
Okay. It was on the other isles. I feel like there was a fourth weapon there. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. But yeah, Celeste's sword was there. That's where you got Anroken.
Oh, right. That was. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I made a dagger.
You also got the dagger, but that was not found there. That was kind of forged there from a corpse of a dragon. Yeah, I feel like there was a fourth weapon, but I can't remember what it was.
What was the ice sword like in terms of weapon type? Was it like a long sword?
It was a short sword.
Wonder if that's kicking about somewhere.
I mean, look, man. It's physically in Foundry under that name because it might come up. So is Storm Thunder. I'm looking at it right now. Anyways, cool. Anyone want to do anything else before continuing on?
9.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
So, 'tis on the morning of the third day, then, that you arrive somewhere.
Oh.
I told a lie.
What did you tell me?
Experimental elixir time.
Okay, you don't want to fly anymore.
When it dissipates after a day.
So it's just because I've said you're going somewhere that you're like, oh, better brew another one.
Well, I might as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just have that. Okay, boldness, baby.
What does boldness do?
Extra 1d4 to attack rolls.
Pretty nice.
And no hair.
Attack roll and
All right,
saving
that
throws
wipes your
for the
attacks.
next minute.
That was not what that was.
I know.
I'm dying. Help.
Roll a d4 and add to every attack roll. Okay, I was in the middle of editing that, but that's fine.
It's a 1d4 to attack rolls and saving throws for a minute.
Okay. So, as you're walking through the forest in the morning of the third day, a couple of hours will have passed. Someone roll me a d12. Whoever rolls me first, I'll use that number.
Easy.
Damn, Sammy's been practicing.
I just click on the dice like
Oh.
on the chat thingy.
Yeah, that's why they're there, just to make it quicker. Alright. 6 hours later, so we are looking at around about 2 p.m. You are walking along a fairly kind of like rocky outcrop when you see alongside you, kind of coming up from above, is what appears to be the giant root of a tree. And as you continue to follow this root of the tree, you come to a clearing where one of the trees that is ginormous, at this point probably like 6 or 7 stories high, has fallen. And this is the map that I mentioned in Discord. I bought a map for, and then the next day a patron that I already subscribed to released the perfect map. And I did not do Samuel's suggestion of stitching the two together, because they were 2 different art styles that would not have worked well together. So in just a moment, when Foundry lets me, I will transport you to a magical new world.
So is this the first one or the second one?
This is the second one, the one that the patron host. So yeah, you come across this big collapsed tree. The roots upturned, some of them around you. And the path forward, as far as you can tell, is beyond that tree. Can I get everyone to give me a perception check?
Yes, please. I was literally just about to ask. Damn.
Nice 9.
This is still the journey, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it.
Oh, fuck. Excuse
Damn.
me.
A 10.
At that point, you no longer have advantage on wisdom, I'm afraid, Nerexius. Alright.
Oh, wait, this is a... Wait, I can get advantage on this, right?
You can.
Yeah,
but
you
if you
haven't
fail,
failed one
it's gone.
Because I haven't used it
Mhm.
yet.
That was probably a very pointless use of it as well, because I got a 23.
But now it means that both of those are failed, so you no longer have advantage on wisdom
Yep.
as well.
I don't know. The Ruin might want to see things too. You don't know.
Also, strictly speaking, it's not an advantage you can activate. It's you roll with advantage, and if you fail, then so like technically you should all be rolling them with advantage until you fail them. But anyways,
That's true.
Would the 10 have been a pass?
No, because otherwise, if 10 had been a pass and I said that that's now a fail, that would have been disadvantage. Advantage is the higher roll.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The good news is, with a 17 and a 21, you do perceive the thing.
The thing?
On the trunk of the tree before you
Please not let it be a spider. Oh! Ah!
is what appears to be a gigantic goat. Gigantic mountain goat.
Did someone point that out? Or...
That's an interesting place to find a goat.
a goat.
And I'll point it out.
It has its like side profile, so because they have eyes on the sides of their heads, they're kind of like front facing but side. It is looking at you.
Can I?
He's got to tame a giant goat.
I want to try and show that we're not a threat, yeah. So, I'm gonna walk up and grab a little bit of this shrubbery next to me.
A shrubbery.
Shrubbery!
Okay.
And then I want to climb up onto this root and just kind of
gesture. I'll crouch down as well to look less threatening.
Okay, climb up onto that root then. The root, by the way, comes up to, for you, about the bottom of your ribs. So it is big, but I'm not going to make you roll to climb on it. You can. You're strong enough that you can just clamber over it, but yeah, it is big.
Yeah.
Obviously, for other people, that means it's probably coming up to more like the shoulders, chin sort of height. Okay, you want to try and show this goat that you are non-threatening and potentially encourage it to come over?
Yep.
That will be an animal handling roll.
While he does that, Pete, what is Sylvan actually used for?
It's essentially speaking to animals and plants in the Songs world.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
So I can just like talk to animals.
Whether they can talk back, you can't understand them back. They don't
Oh,
speak
right.
Sylvan, but they understand it. It's essentially a language that's like nature's language. Obviously, things like speak with animals allows you to understand them back. So, with a 15. The goat instead goes over the tree trunk and you can no longer see it.
Was I able to hear it walk from where I was currently?
I wouldn't say you'd be able to hear it now. It's quite a wide expanse.
Hop down and look at Agis and say,
I'm not sure if that's a good sign, a bad sign, or if it's just a goat.
Just going to briefly remove Fan because I'm sick of manually adding his name every time we bring him onto our map, so I'm just going to change him permanently.
Careful, his name will soon be Fanny.
I'm not that bad at changing characters' names, man. Alright. Aegis, do you respond to Sora's comment, or do you just stare blankly?
I'm in thought of this mountain goat.
he's taking one of those mushrooms.
Yeah, you know the toad from Futurama with the crazy eyes?
Yeah.
That's Aegis right now.
Can't believe he's hogging all the drugs to himself.
I mean, how many times does he give him a health potion? He very much does not hog the drugs himself.
It's just microdosing, Alex. It's so good. Expanding my horizons.
Alright, you're covering me fucking for the stay by I wrote.
What was that, Soros?
He complained that the goat was covering him in fucking fur.
Goodbye, Kato.
Bye, cat. Man, he passes the dangle test. Look at that boy.
Yeah, he fucking does.
That's
Look
what
at
I
those
mean. It's like a,
bees.
it's such a
Oh,
portable
oh.
cat.
You just want a hug, don't you? Fucking savvy bastard.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes.
Wait.
Oh,
Did
sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, he's walked away now, which is why I'm talking to him, because it's funny.
Did we establish how deep this goes?
Yeah, so to like here would be like a 10-foot drop, so here would be like a 20-foot drop.
So I got distracted, and I can't remember what Sora said.
He doesn't know whether that's a good sign, a bad sign, or it's just a big goat.
To be honest, could be all three.
I'm not sure what that means either.
None of us are sure what this means.
I'm just
I
gonna
mean,
start
maybe
scratching my
die,
head.
but he'd give us some cryptic
All right.
foreknowledge.
Tell you what, Sorrows and Agis, you two specifically, give me Constitution saving throws.
Oh, boy.
no.
Since you're not sure what this means, I'm going to potentially give you a little hint depending on how you roll.
Oh, saving throw. Fuck.
Mhm.
That'd be what, 8, 9, 11.
Okay. Aegis, your stomach rumbles slightly.
I don't like it.
It's not just a goat, is it?
I don't like it.
Getting very close to Jon Snow territory.
I don't know what you expect me to say, Zoras. I'm a very analytical man, and this place has a lot of things that people like me can't explain.
Oh.
Oh, no, we've killed him. No.
The goat got him.
Apologies about the cameras being fucked up. We'll leave them as they are for now, to hope that Sama gets back soon. Because
Samu's
everyone's
just been
face is
nabbed
at
by
least
one of the
slightly in a
giant
camera.
spiders.
If I lean like this, I'm in camera, and if Tommy leans slightly back, he's in camera, and then we're basically all good. There we go. I mean, we're all in the wrong camera slots other than me, but other than that,
Whose name have I got now?
you're in the ruin slot. Alex is pretty much perfectly in Samo's slot. And then Calum's in the bottom corner of Tommy's slot, and then
My people!
Tommy's Tommy's wall is in Calum's slot. I think
I'm
that's Calum's.
dragging these nuts across your face.
Actually, no, maybe that's Calum's wall that's in Calum's slot. Yeah, that's Calum's wall in Calum's slot. Yeah, that's Calum's slot in Calum's slot.
Either way, Calum is a wall.
Bruh. Fucking dude.
Fucking
Ow.
Discord, man, not me. Are we carrying on with RP
I
or
assume
wait until
so,
Samo?
yeah. Just
Okay. I'll Ale.
Hmm?
Do you know anything about large mountain goats in these areas? Maybe with some kind of magical property.
You're on that one.
Am I able to roll anything with my history knowledge of the area?
You can roll me a nature check with advantage, but she just goes, no. I mean, it's not. There's no mountains in Ildari Forest.
Mm-hmm.
So being a giant mountain goat specifically is a bit weird. I mean, at the same time, mountain goats are good at climbing, so potentially like climbing over fallen trees and what have you. But seems a little bit odd.
Follow that goat.
Catch the pigeon. Alright, I'm going to make the bot join real quick. It shouldn't take very long. I got a message from Discord because I own a bot, you know, about futures of bot making in Discord, and I was like, I just fumbled my way through making a bot that can just join calls so we take up an extra camera slot. That's all it does. It doesn't do anything else.
So I saw they're bringing back Rhythm.
Yeah.
Finally.
They did a tweet where it was like, if this tweet gets enough likes, then we'll bring back Rhythm, and they like skyrocketed through the amount of likes they asked for.
I haven't checked it yet, but I've heard grumblings.
I mean, there's probably a bunch of like legal restrictions around it rather than before where it was basically just whatever, right? That being said,
Yeah.
actually, I did hear recently Twitch is supposedly getting a license to like loads and loads and loads of popular music that you can now play on stream, or like will be able to play on stream soon. So that's pretty cool. Like, so maybe it's a similar sort of thing where like Discord got the license for it officially. Yeah. Cool. The bot's even in the right slot, so we're all in the right cameras again. Yeah, let's
Excellent.
continue on. So yeah, you said follow that goat.
Yeah, so I'll proceed to follow that goat.
Okay. You being careful while climbing or trying to do it quickly?
How big's a drop?
From the top of this ridge to the bottom is 20 feet. You can like
That's
get to here, that's like a 10-feet drop instead.
Yeah. Well, how far does the drop have to be before we start taking damage?
Full damage 5e. Google. Full damage 5e. You take 1d6 bludgeoning damage. I should know this from the Instagram videos I've been sending you. 1d6 bludgeoning damage per 10 feet fallen.
Okay.
So if you're a can of soup, you can probably only survive 10 feet.
Well, I best be careful then.
Okay,
Hope
if
I'm a
you're
gentleman,
careful,
yeah.
then no roll is needed. It's just that you're not doing it quickly.
Yeah. Anyone else coming with?
Celeste will.
Sure. Can I try and use the route to climb down?
Mm-hmm.
Base? What am I using?
No roll needed if you're doing it cautiously. It's just
Excellent.
slow
I will do
working.
just that. Beep, boop, boop, boop.
Basically, what I'm saying is that if you enter combat, then I will require rolls, because I'm assuming then you're doing it quickly. But if you're happy with basically just making sure you're careful while doing it, then yeah.
It's just I don't have a good track history with natural declines.
Trying to remember when it went bad for you.
Well,
Oh.
to be fair, it didn't really go bad for me, but I did fall on my ass and slide down a fucking incline.
Also,
Decline.
did you... Which one of you had real trouble in Leviathan Season 2 with the vines?
I don't think it was me.
No, you're probably
I don't
riding that
remember.
high of that
It
once in
was-
a lifetime nat 20, like the session before.
I'm thinking of Samo, seeing as he's not here and we've just gone to a new map. Do we want to leave it here?
I'm both hoping he will join, and also I'm happy to leave it on a cliffhanger if he's not present for it. Is my kind of
Okay.
take, rather than just leaving it as like middle of something.
Yeah,
So,
fair play.
so continuing on.
I roll another deception. See if I can see the goat.
Mm-hmm. You can't. The tree is blocking your view. It went over
Is
the other
it-
side of the tree.
Is there like anywhere underneath we can walk through, or
Nope.
have I got to climb over it?
Climb over it.
Okay. This point to climb up. Seems like a good spot. I'll look at Celeste. Reckon you can handle fan, and I'll carry ale.
He nods and then will gesture. He'll take off his longsword and like see. I know, Rowan, you said you'd activated your chains a couple of days before, like had the chains out. But if he offers you the longsword, do you have a free hand to hold it, or should he offer it to someone else? Just so he doesn't
Yeah,
have.
I can hold it.
Cool. Just thinking if he's gonna have fan on his back, he probably doesn't also want a longsword on his back.
Yeah, well, I'll just put it in my pack.
Cool.
Like for the time being.
You can roll an Arcana check if you want, since you're holding it.
Sure, why not? Fucking hell, man.
Appears to be just a normal longsword.
We're just normal longswords.
This has not been my day for rolls.
Instagram's fucking real algorithm has gotten real bad for me. because I've started to send Calum specifically the "we're just normal men" reel every time I get it. But then I guess Calum, because I told him I was doing that, Calum then sent me it the next day. I assume because the algorithm fed it to me.
Yep.
Or fed it to him. So guess what happened as soon as I left that DM having watched it? The first reel I got suggested was "we're just normal men." It's all
Why
from
didn't you
different
send it
accounts,
to
and it's just
me?
like, and I was like, I'm not going to send it to him this time because it's going to look like I've just sent it to him without reading his message.
No, because you told me that you're gonna send it every time we get
I
in the
will every
algorithm.
time. From now on, it will be every time. Anyways, since you've got a kid on your back, can you give me a athletics check? Because there's no climb in D&D 5e, is there? No, so athletics. Okay, no, that's fine. You get to the top, and so does Ale.
Oh, oh, that's okay. I thought you were gonna say you get to the top. Ale fell off halfway through.
As you are pushing your way up over the ledge, you're kind of like looking down, grunting. It's quite hard work. You're strong, but this is a like tough climb, and Ale is a child, but you know, an 8-year-old child. You've got a 5-year-old child currently. He's not that light, is he? Like, children are light, but like not that light, sort of thing.
He's pretty light, but
Imagine
yeah, he's
climbing with him
noticeable.
on your shoulders, sort of thing. And then add a couple of years on that. Anyways,
yeah.
so you're looking down, grunting in effort, and as you look down, you notice a flash of light, and then you feel the edge of a knife held at your throat.
Ah.
I would let the princess climb up now. And as you look around, you notice a bunch of other hooded figures. I'm just making sure, have I revealed all of them? Is there more? There might be more. Can't remember how many put on this map now. There's one all the way down there as well. These hooded figures whose cloaks, the reason why you couldn't see them is the cloaks don't turn them invisible. The cloaks seem to be made of leaves, but like leathery green leaves that blend them perfectly in with the surroundings. And then as you look over to the left, you hear the noise of a goat clopping back up the tree, only for it to instead shift in a flash of light to an elvish woman, also drawing a weapon. She draws a sickle.
Damn goats, never trust them.
And that's where we're going to leave it.
Yeah, I feeling so
Since
that.
I was AFK.
Damn it.
What rule?
I feel like no extra XP this session, probably because like fairly early on next session you're going to get whatever comes from this, and then also probably getting to the end of your journey. So does that sound fair to you all?
Sure.
Cool.
Oh, very well.
Then, thank you everyone for watching Dragonriders, Dragonriders. My name is Peter PB. I was joined as always by Calum, who plays Agis, Tommy,
Me.
who plays Sorrows, Alex, who plays the Ruined.
You mean the Ruined who plays Alex?
No, I got it right this time.
Yeah.
And the grown-up Sable Boy, who plays Samo, who plays Nerexius. Alright. Thank you everyone. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.
Oh, goodbye.